School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better male. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.
Oh, everybody, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to Man School 202. We are saving people's lives one relationship at a time. I'm obviously not Dante Nero. Dante's not here tonight. Dante, I believe he's with Godfrey. They're doing the premiere. It was a last-minute thing that Dante, well, I guess he told me today. They're doing the premiere because Godfrey's special is coming out shortly, right? Punisher's with me. Punisher's here, though.
Yeah, got one light-skinned bald guy.
There we go. All right. We have a minimum over here. And the lighting, I don't look too bad here. I don't look too pale. Normally, I'm very pale. Dante's not here tonight. Good news, bad news. Okay, that's the bad news is Dante's not here. Good news is for any of you people, and I know there's a lot of you out there probably afraid to call in because you don't want to get yelled at by Dante. I'm here. I don't do as much yelling as Dante. If you've watched the show, I only yell occasionally. I think I've yelled once or twice at a caller. And if you're getting yelled at by me, I think you deserve it.
Yeah. You probably really just push the envelope of stupidity.
Yeah, because I'm not a yelling guy. You got to loop around 4 or 5 times before I yell at someone. So if you've ever wanted, we're still going to take calls tonight. We're still going to give out as much relationship advice as we can. So if you've ever, some people are tepid. I don't like getting yelled at by Dante. It's never been fun for me. I've had to. I'm not saying he was wrong. He was right. So if that's the case, we are taking calls, Dom. If you put that number up when you get a chance there. If you want a consultation, you can call us in. We'll answer all your relationship advice, your any life advice, whatever you need help with, we'll do it. And I'll do my best to give you my perspective on it, which is usually pretty similar to Dante. I mean, he's the one who taught me everything I know. So
yeah, I mean, how many years? How many years are you?
13 now,
right?
I think.
Yeah, come on.
When did we
bro.
start? 2012.
Yeah, you got the blueprint.
Oh yeah. It takes me a second or two. Dante is very quick with it. I'll come to the conclusion. It takes me a little bit a moment or two, but I usually end up doing the right thing. Yeah. But again, we're gonna have a fun time tonight. We got some stuff prepared and all that stuff. Before we do that, oh, by the way, let me not forget in the booth, my main man Dom. How you doing, bud?
Hey, you already know.
There we go. Let's not forget our catchphrases. Let's get our catchphrases in there, And there we go. Also, I have, for the first time, I'm in charge of the sound effects. That's fun. I got the sound effects going on. Let me see which ones Dante put on here, because this is all Dante stuff, Dom, right?
It's a mix of his and Godfrey's.
It's a mix. Oh, okay. So
some of the newer ones all the way at the bottom are his.
Those the bottom ones are his. Okay, all right. Let me see which ones Dante added.
Oh, of course. The last 4 or 5.
Of course, this one.
I'm not gay no more.
Which has gotten the most play.
I am delivered.
Okay.
I don't like men no more.
Okay, we got that one. That one's good. There's 3 of those here. There's 3
I'm
of those.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Okay, in case you missed the message, we want to make sure. That's a good one.
3 of those is good.
3 of those. I am Tyrone, this one says. I don't get that reference.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Which one's that? What's that from?
It was from way back, man. It was like, and he would just walk up to guys and go, I'm Tyrone, and I'm going to fuck your girl long dick style. Yeah, long dick style. Yeah.
What happened to Tyrone? Some of these, you know what? We're at the phase with social media that now social media stars are becoming has-beens. Because what happened to the Tyrone guy?
That is definitely a point, man. I have no idea.
What happened to Tyrone? How long was that thing out there?
That was from like Vine, like
right?
2013.
Oh shit! Yeah, Vine doesn't even exist.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
We're at the phase that we're gonna have to do one of those celebrity rehabs, but all like social media stars.
That'll be hilarious.
It's gonna be the leave Britney alone guy, the long dick style guy. I'm trying to remember the other one. Shoes. Whoever did Shoes, that song. Remember that was like the first viral. If I remember, let's go get some shoes or something.
What about that other guy? They breaking in your house.
Which one is this one?
Oh man, they made a whole song about him, and he was talking about.
They coming up in here. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah,
there you go.
How long ago was that? See, to me, that was like 3 years ago. But I bet you, if you looked it up, it's probably like 8 or 9 years.
He was just in some commercial. Like it was so funny. He kind of tricks you into like telling you about what his life's been up to. and then he goes right into an ad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I forgot what the company was, but it's pretty funny. I just watched it on another show a few weeks ago. He's still doing some stuff.
Some of these, oh man, all right. At least he's working. He's getting work. But it's weird. Some of these social media guys are getting work. It's getting more respect than stand up, which is bothering me because it's to the point now where it's like social media stars, they're rising above stand up. Like there's a page on TikTok, I think it is. There's a page that is just two brothers that take turns kicking each other in the nuts. And I just know that a year from now, I'm going to be auditioning to get on their show. Like, auditioning, by the way. I'm not even going to get an offer. I have to audition. I have to call my manager and be like, come on, man. I'd be perfect for dick kickers. Please. Just get me in the room with these guys. I swear. Yeah, social media, stand-up never gets the respect it deserves, by the way. Stand-up, it doesn't.
I think the problem why stand-up can't really put itself out there is you have to really protect your work. You can't just put all your stuff online.
That used to be the case. Now it's only putting your stuff online. Now, like, people used to like keep their stuff. I don't want anyone seeing it online because I got a special coming out. And now it's like there's kids putting out open mic stuff. They're not even waiting anymore.
Yeah,
which is wild to me.
The guys that I noticed that kind of have a name and they're really into the comedy, both circuits. They do a lot of the crowd work where they're talking to
there's
the crowd,
a lot of
but
that.
you don't hear their
material.
Their material.
Maybe, but that's also dying down because that's what the algorithm wanted was that. But I know it just doesn't get the respect. It's never gotten the respect it deserves. It's always right now. Stand-up comedy is right above, as far as the entertainment ladder and respect goes. Stand-up comedy is right above professional dogfighting, but just below celebrity sex tape. So that's where we are.
Funny, with me coming up, like there was the male stripper circuit, and there was the comedian circuit, and we were almost like the same booking, same club, same promoters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so you'd run into a lot of those guys. Yeah.
Almost all of them, man. All of them. It's like hand in hand. We used to have like a yearly comedians versus the strippers basketball game, comedians versus the strippers.
Hilarious.
Baseball game.
You'd have like a company party and oh, wow.
Bro, it was
tug
hilarious.
And dude, I wouldn't want to do a tug of war with comedians. First of all, athletically, I feel like the strippers are going to do better.
Yeah, but dude, they would put a comedian on the mic and we would get destroyed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you'd be distracted while you're getting roasted while you're trying to set up a pick?
Yeah, you're trying to hoop.
Oh, my God. There we go. So that's the sound cue. Yeah. So we'll take your calls tonight, everyone. It's going to be a fun show. A lot of different things. Yeah. So you participate in those games. You've always been in shape, right? You're always an athletic guy when you were young?
Always. I played basketball coming up.
So, oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Did you do high school team or no?
High school, college. I went to college and I went overseas for 6 months.
You went overseas? Where?
I went to Africa.
You were playing ball in Africa? What years was this?
Man, 92, 93.
What was that experience like? We never heard this story.
Africa was dope. But I tell you, I don't know about now, man, but it was crazy to me because their arenas, the bathroom setup or whatever, you really went in and it was like a hole in the ground, bro. It was like...
What? So
and I'm talking about their Madison Square Garden.
Had a hole in the ground.
Yeah,
so they
like
built an
immediately...
arena, which is interesting because they want to, I don't know.
The arena was nice. Nice arena, but like the bathrooms, the food and all that stuff, it was just something that coming from New York City,
yeah, sure,
was just too much.
You don't have to say New York City that it's a hole in the ground. You'd have to be like, I'm an elitist coming from big old New York City. I'm not used to these holes in that. You could be from Nebraska and go,
it was...
man, why you guys? I don't know if we have a city in America where we're crapping in holes in the ground. At least not like, at the Waffle House or whatever.
Yeah, it was a crazy, unsanitary scenario.
I would imagine.
Bathrooms,
I never
like that I was just like, no, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do this long term.
Oh, jeez. So that's why you left. That's why you left the Nigerian basketball league or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a touring thing. We were actually like, do you remember what And One was?
I remember the And One tour, yeah.
So we were like almost kind of like the first And One dudes. We were a team put together of all West 4th Street street ballers.
Oh,
and we were out there doing like a promotional tour, like going to different parts of Tunisia, playing their little local, like almost national teams.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like a big deal, and then it gave you the opportunity to be scouted to
Right,
be
right,
picked
on display.
up. But
and
I was like, nah, I don't care how it goes down.
I'm not crapping in the ground.
Yeah,
It ain't worth it to play a couple minutes for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not gonna crap in the ground.
Yeah,
Did you
nah.
destroy those dudes or no?
Dude, no, the games were
were
pretty
close?
competitive because they were really. We were just like a bunch of street ballers, and they were obviously a real competitive.
They were trying. This was their
Yeah, this is what they did. So they had plays and everything. We just running up and down the court.
That's
You know, they want, and then they wanted us to be almost like this was really and one before and one because when I think about it, they wanted us to do fancy moves, and after we scored, we had to run to the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
It was. They were really
and
trying
one
to
is
push
another
it.
one. Remember how big and one was? Like
Forget
it
about
was
it.
huge.
Tremendous, bro.
But it's
Tremendous.
gone. What happened to and one? They went out of business. They were huge.
I think part of the issue with and one was all their stuff was kind of like TV hype, and they were trying to so to really make money, you got to transition into pro sports and sponsorships or whatever, and they never really were able to do that.
Yeah, but you'd think they'd be able to tour live or whatever. They'd be able to have like and one tours or whatever.
I mean, they were doing it for a while, but I think at some point everything.
It's not like it was
fizzled out.
replaced with anything. You know what I mean? Like sometimes something will get replaced. Like they just did away with it.
I think at some point the moves and the street ballers and stuff like that, it just once it causes guys get older, guys get hurt, guys get injured, and
Yeah.
then, you know, do you keep running the wave if it's not making money as a company?
Yeah, I'm trying to see on Wikipedia what happened to it. Additional, no, they don't mention what happened to it.
There's actually a documentary.
There is?
that's-
Okay,
that-
I'd have to
yeah.
watch that. I'll check that out. I got a lot of sports documentaries to watch. Yeah, I'll watch any sports. I don't care what team it's on. Knowing Dante though, he always tries to turn me on some documentary that it's always like black related, and I'm like, I know the story. It's they're segregated against. It's he was telling me about one. He goes, it was black. It was a documentary about black roller skating, and that in the South they had segregated roller rinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Dante, yeah, I know what the story's gonna be. They shut the roller rink down. He goes, yeah, they did. I go, Dante, I love you to death, but you're trying to make yourself angry. Like I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. There's no doubt about it. White people are awful. That's not. By the way, for those of you who are tuning in and maybe first timers, not white. Just want to point that out there. I know I look like this. I know I sound like this. I'm not a white person. I'm half Latino, half Armenian, and I only sound like this because I had two immigrant parents who both had goofy accents, and I was like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I learned to talk from watching the TV and watching, and that's what people back then talked like. They were only people who would be like we're going to talk about the weather and sports. So that's why I talk like this. At least when I'm here, when I'm back with my family, I think my Latino. We got a call?
We have a super chat.
Oh, let's do the super chat. That's right,
have
everybody. Super chat. What do we got, Dom?
$4.99 from Hendrix Hideouts. He said, "Hey fellas, I'm a young father. Me and my baby mama aren't together. I'm queer and I've been seeing this guy for 2 months. I'm out to her. How do I approach this?"
Wait a minute. I'm out to her, is what he said.
Yeah.
But he is. I don't know. What's his dilemma, Dom? He's saying he knocked the girl up, but he's saying he's queer,
Yes.
that he's gay. Okay, so he knocked her up, and what is he trying to accomplish? Maybe I'm not understanding the question.
Wait, is he trying to come out to her because he's been seeing a guy for 2 months? Did he maybe miss a?
Dom, can you read that question one more time?
Yeah, he said, "I'm a young father. Me and my baby mama aren't together. I'm queer and I've been seeing this guy for 2 months. I'm out to her. How do I approach this?"
I'm out to her. Maybe he's saying I want to.
He sent another comment. He said, "How do I tell Shorty I'm seeing a guy?"
Oh boy, that's a tough one. Wow. I'll be honest with you. This one I have zero experience in. I've never been with another dude or knocked a woman up. But let's see if we can navigate this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the principles are still the same.
Yeah.
Man. Like first and foremost, man, you own and be confident in who you are. You know, your choices in terms of who you love or who you want to deal with in terms of your interests or your sexuality or your own. And it's nothing to be ashamed about. Definitely not in 2026, man. So it's nothing to
Yeah.
be ashamed about, nothing to worry about judgments. I think the biggest conversation is this going to be something that's going to be exposure for your child? That's the only conversation that she needs to hear. Are you going to be open with seeing a guy to the point where this is something that your child may be around and see, and then you have to just have that conversation.
How do you
in
feel
terms-
about that?
Yeah, how does she feel about that, and how else you navigate it? But your happiness and whoever you deal with is irrelevant. You tell her forthcoming, hey, look, this is who I'm interested in. This is what the situation is, and I think it's more about navigating what the dynamic's going to be with your kid and how much exposure your kid's going to get. But I would be straight, forthcoming, and just be direct and just let them know
let her
this is
know.
what my life is. Yeah.
This is what I am. Yeah, pick a good time. Pick a nice. I mean, I wouldn't do it on her birthday personally, or or don't do it during Thanksgiving. But pick a good time, and you just have to be honest because there's no other way to do it. If you deal with the wrath, you deal with the wrath. But I mean, you're the dad, and she's going to need something from you, I think, if, most of the time, percentage-wise.
Yeah, and then the way that I look at it is hiding it from all of these things eventually come out, right? They eventually come out.
Yeah.
So I would be as forthcoming with it as possible because when you hide it over a period of time and when it comes out, it's two things. It's not just your choice, but now it's the deceit and the hiding of it that becomes a bigger issue that then infringes on trust. You regardless if you're together or not, you still got to raise this kid together. So you need certain degree of trust and transparency, and it's really the only way to go, man.
Well, that's I mean, it's simple and straightforward. You just gotta buck up and do it. There's no other way to do it. Like, how do you approach it? Is you got to find a good time to tell her, and then you got to deal with the consequences. I think that's it. But somebody in the comments underneath that immediately wrote "gay" with 7 Y's, which is technically true. It is gay, but that's nothing wrong with that. But I just like the immediate 7 Y's to, I guess, accentuate. And then in the comments on below this, because I have ADHD, somebody goes, Dante turned into Jonah Hill. First of all, fuck you. That's not fair. That's not nice. Is it accurate? Maybe. It's not nice. And if Man School 202 is anything, this is supposed to be a safe space. It's supposed to be nice. Treat people with respect. It's not a compliment, I don't think.
As a comedian, you got to appreciate.
No,
that
I love
one.
it. I don't mind it. It's
that's a
funny,
good
but
one.
I will say this: I'll tell you what I don't like punning. Is when I do a set and it goes well, and there's somebody in the audience. They come up after the show and they go, "Oh my God, you were hilarious. You were funny." I go, "Okay, cool," but they don't stop there. They go, "You know what? You remind me of," and then they'll always list somebody who's clearly they're associating me with just because I'm fat. Like they'll always be like, "Oh my God, you're so funny. You remind me of Jonah Hill." Nothing I do other than that I'm fat is first of all, he's not a stand-up comedian, so I don't know where you got that comparison. That's number one. Or they go, "Oh my God, you're funny like Chris Farley." Different act, not a stand-up as well. I wore a shirt. It wasn't a Hawaiian shirt. It was like it had some patterns on it. It was a little big because if you're a big guy, you buy them. Sometimes they're a little big, and I didn't have time to tailor it or whatever. It was like I wore it. I was hosting a show. It was like a semi-Hawaiian shirt. We'll never wear it again because everybody. I got like 3 or 4 people going, "Oh my God, you know who you remind me of is Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias." I'm like, we do nothing alike. So and then all right, well, someone threw one at you just to be fair. Somebody said you look like Vince Carter.
Oh, it's funny. I was just gonna say that, man. I was gonna say I get Mike Tyson.
You get Mike Tyson?
I get Mike Tyson, which I'm like, how do I get Mike Tyson?
I don't see Mike Tyson.
I get Vince Carter. I used to get Stephon Marbury.
Stephon Marbury, I could see.
Yeah, pretty
Somebody
much
said
any.
Freddie Prinze Sr. That remind me that. I take that as a compliment, although it implies that I want to off myself. Somebody said Carlos Mencia. Well, now that he's gained all that weight, maybe he lost it. Somebody said Charles Barkley for you. I do see a little Charles Barkley.
I get Barkley.
I do see a little Charles Barkley. So let me see here in the other comments section. Armenian is white. No, it's not. Let me tell you something. No, it's not. And I know culturally it's not. Because of the food they eat, because of who I grew up with, these are not white people. These are not white people. Don't let it be fooled because everyone thinks of Armenians as the Kardashians. The Kardashians are not really Armenian. They are rich white people. I get that. But that is also like, like if you look at, what's his name from The Fresh Prince, who now hosts Dancing with the Stars. He's good. He does a good job at that. Alfonso Rivera. yeah, you can't be like Carlton is like black people are white. Like, no, that doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But Armenians are we're in the middle. It's like a Middle Eastern thing. But just know, if you went to one of my family gatherings, they still do that same goofy line dancing and the same like eating all that feta cheese. So they're not white. They're not white. But I wanted to. So speaking, who I didn't realize this was not white. Is no, she is white, but she started looking ethnic. Is Bebe Rexha? Do you know Bebe Rexha?
No.
Is it Bebe Rexha or Bebe Rexha? What did I put? Maybe I put Bebe Rexha. Bebe Rexha. Let me see. Bebe Rexha. And Bebe Rexha. I thought she's starting to look a little like I don't know her. Like I think I've heard her music. I looked it up. I've heard her music, but it's not my jam. I didn't know who she was, and then I looked it up. She looked cute, and then she started out as a white person. And then the last couple photos, like I don't know if she's changing her skin or is it the makeup? She's starting to look ethnic. So I thought for a while she was ethnic. Turns out she's white. She's a white person.
Yeah, no, between the tanning and the way they do makeups now,
it
definitely throw you off.
But I thought she was like light-skinned Dominican or Puerto Rican or whatever, because I'm used to that here. And then I think she's like Albanian or something. But she put out a thing. Dom, I sent you a image. I don't know if you have it. Yeah, she put out a thing which I thought was interesting over the Christmas break. Yeah, there we go. Let's pull it up. I'll put it up on my thing because I can't. My eyes can't read that, which is not your fault, Dom. It's the right size over there. She put out a post where she's looking for a boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. So, and look at those. I mean, that's a great photo. I'm not gonna lie. See, look at that picture. She does not look. You're telling me she does not look like a white person on that picture to the left. I mean, that looks like that's so much. That's almost. At what point is it blackface? Because I feel like it's cosplaying at this point. It's definitely brown face at least. But she goes, Rexers, you have a mission. Find me a baby daddy. See, that also threw me off too. You could say boyfriend, or you could say a husband. But she's very specific. She has no intention of getting married to this guy, apparently, even though she's never met him yet. Here's what I'm looking for. Looks. I'm okay with a 6 or a 7. 6'7". We got to do that real quick. 6'7" for the kids. I take away all the street cred when I go for the kids. Personality is key for me. Height doesn't need to be someone tall, just taller than me. 5'8" and up. Job must be successful and not a moocher. Must be richer than me or equal. I don't pay for men or do 50-50. Okay, that's where I have an issue with that one. And someone who has a good personality, good morals, and is smart and driven. See, all of those things are good except the one where she wants somebody richer than her, and she's a pop star. Like,
yeah, but that's how she's wired, man. It's really
Thanks.
From
Tom.
a conversation thing, it sounds crazy, but that's really how women are wired, man.
There's always something that they have, though, but it's never like there's always going to be, no matter what the woman, like a lot of these are really reasonable. I'm okay with looks, 6 or 7. I think that's great because a lot of women turn a guy away just because of looks. Mm-hmm. And, there's more to it than that, especially for women. Height, I don't need someone tall, just someone. She's not doing that thing where she wants a 6. You ever meet a girl who's like 4'8" and she wants to date a 6'4" guy?
Yeah, always.
It's like it's always that. But they all want it, which is nuts because the percentage of the population, I forget what it is. It's a minute percent.
That's that tall.
It's got to be less than 10% of dudes that are 6 foot. It might be less than 5. Those are all good. And then the money thing, which is very strange. That she does. I don't want to. I just want to. Must be successful and not a moocher.
So for me, the money thing is not strange, man. I think women operate on hypergamy, man.
No, I get it. And listen, I'm an old-fashioned dude. I want to pay for everything. But it's weird when you state it up front, like that I need to pay, like I don't want a moocher. I don't do 50-50. Like, it's a weird one to state. But
I'm fine with I don't want a moocher, but I don't do 50-50.
I don't do 50-50. Like, right when you say that, I was going to pay anyway, bitch. I was going to pay anyway. But now you're doing 50-50. But the women get that. They have the ick. That started out, the ick.
What I think was ironic about it is she says she doesn't want a moocher, but the way she puts everything out where you got to pay for everything, she turns herself
That's
into
a moocher.
moocher.
Yeah, that's a
you know, like
moocher.
what are you talking about? Like you are what you're saying.
That
you
is
don't
ironic,
want.
isn't
Yeah.
it? But I'm a woman, so it's different. I'm supposed to mooch, but you don't call it a mooching.
It's crazy.
You just call it being a woman. So women get to have that ick, though, which drove me nuts that women have. We don't even have it. Men don't even have a term for that. But in theory, if we did have a term for that, if there was an ick, do you have icks? What would your icks be? That and anybody in the chat, you're watching or listening, men and women, I want to know what your icks are tonight in the chat. So, Punisher, you as a very successful exotic dancer, you have your pick of the litter most of the time. Does that mean that, like a chick, you develop icks?
I don't have any. I did.
What were
I
your
did.
icks?
Man, my icks were at one point. They were so. I was so precise. You would have thought I was picking options on a car. Like I need to have one with a big trunk, nice headlights.
Nice.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
Good example.
yeah, and literally, man, being in that type of environment where I could met so many women, I could get exactly the
You
woman
could get
that I
exactly
want.
what
could
you
get
want.
exactly what I want. And the more precise it was, the worse the relationship.
Oh, when you hit all those.
Because I removed icks. Because what me searching for my icks made me.
Well, you're driving out good candidates who might not be perfect. You're not
no.
perfect.
The bottom line is the icks, which are all superficial things, became the focus, and then I was missing what really.
Oh, so
mattered.
all your icks were superficial.
All my icks were
Right.
superficial, just like hers.
Right.
Every ick she said was superficial.
Yeah, I guess so. But most of them were, well, the ick, yeah, the ones, see, most of that I'm fine with, but the ones that were, yeah, you're right, was the money.
But they're all superficial.
All
Height,
of those things, height, yeah.
looks, they're all superficial.
They're
And
semi-reasonable icks, but they are icks. You
yeah,
are
they're-
correct.
yeah, and then
You are
none
correct.
of those things equate to if you're gonna have success with the person.
She is phenomenal looking. Some people saying fake as fuck. It's only ever about the money. I want to know what your icks are, though, guys, because Dom, do you have any icks? I mean, I know you're still learning with the ladies, but what would you say your icks are, if anything?
I don't know. I don't really have anything specific.
Yeah, so you're taking whatever you can get at this point, which is a face. That's fine. That's fine. I think even when I was at my lowest emotionally, but my fattest, my ick, like even when I wasn't getting laid at all, I made it a point that I didn't want to date overweight women. And it wasn't just the aesthetic part. I was offended that like people would always try to set me up on dates with other fat people as if that's the only thing. By the way, being fat is not a common interest, by the way. You can't just grab any two fat people you see and go, "Hey, you guys look like you both enjoy ice cream." That's the way they make pandas at the zoo. It's not right.
Yeah, I got it.
But that was my ick. Even then, I was like, I'd rather, because I wasn't attracted to them, first of all. Like, and by the way, when I say, I don't mean like a thick woman. I mean like people would just find me like, "Oh, you should go out with so and so." Like she's, and then you'd see a picture. I remember one time, Yamanika Saunders. I love Yamanika. Very funny comedian. I was doing a show with her. I hosted a show, and she had like this crew of people that she had brought, these friends, like and I remember like a bunch of cute girls. And she goes, "Oh," after she hit me up later on. I think this was MySpace. This is how long ago this was. I don't think that's around anymore. She messaged me. She said, "Hey, my friend thought you were cute and you were funny when you were hosting the show. Would you like to go out with her?" I said, "Well, which friend was it?" I was like, who are you doing? She goes, "Oh, you can look at my photos. I posted in the photos. She's in the group photo." And I look at the photo. I'm like, "Oh, all these chicks are very cute, each one." Because I remember that night, I was like, "They're all pretty cute." And she goes, "Oh, I can't find her. Which one?" She goes, "The one in the teal." And I don't see a girl in teal. I'm like, I keep looking. She goes, "No, the one in the bottom right corner." Somewhere in this photo of cute girls, like there was the one fat chick, the one fat friend had snuck her way into that. It was almost like she was photobombing the photo of the cute girls or whatever. And I'm like, it's always a big gal. It's always a big girl. And it's just like, it always offends me that you thought that's all I could get. Or it's also insulting to the woman as well.
Yeah.
That you're like, you two are fat. I'll tell you another one of my icks. I have a couple of them. One of the big ones, and a lot of these are aesthetic. I'll do some aesthetic ones, and then I'll do some So the aesthetic ones, I don't like the eyelash thing. The big ass eyelashes, I can't.
Yeah, really?
I can't. I don't like them. I don't like it. I don't think I've ever dated a girl who's had the big ass eyelashes. Although, yeah, in my full run, I think this predated my big run before I ended up in a relationship. I think predated the eyelash thing. So I've never had to turn a girl down.
But that's an ick. Where like she's hot, everything together. Oh, you got those eyelashes. You don't make the cut.
It's hard, man. You know what? Who are we talking? Selma Hayek with the eyelashes?
I don't think it's an ick, man. I think
Is an
it's
ick a full? Ick is full stop.
Yeah, ick. Remember, look at that thing. Those is like the
I don't know, man.
requirements.
I would, I guess, but I
A
can't do the
requirement,
baby hair.
normal requirement is normal eyelashes is a requirement.
I can't look at
that's
that every day.
But they don't stay there every day. They put them on when they go out.
I don't know. But here's the thing. I think a chick with the big eyelashes, there's also something that comes with it, like mentally and emotionally most of the time. It's not my type of girl. It's not my type of... If a girl's doing that every day, I'm like, there's something up with that. Or I'll tell you what the ick is. How about this? Let's be fair. The combination of all three of these. I could do maybe one of these because I've done long nails. I've had girls with long nails. But the long nails, the full big-ass eyelashes, and the baby hair, I can't do it. It's too much. That's too much. All that together, I'm out. I can't handle it.
So what is that? What does that signify for you?
It first of all, I don't like it aesthetically. I'm not attracted to it. Like it's not only do I'm not attracted to it. I don't like it. I think it makes you ugly when you have like these gigantic eyelashes. It's like I look at a chick and find her attractive in spite of that. It's just not my jam. But also dating Black and Latino women, it usually signifies like a little bit of trashiness.
All right. So that's what it really is.
Yeah.
You're
Trashy behavior.
Yeah, you're pointing out the visual cues.
Yeah.
But it's just triggering.
Okay. You know what it's the equivalent to? It's like if you walk by a car and you see those Puerto Rican boxing gloves on the rearview mirror, you know what type of person you're dealing with a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't mean they're a bad person, but it gives you like clues. It gives you clues. Like if somebody's car is,
Yeah, no, I got you.
Is
man.
airbrushed with like a hot chick in a bikini on it and she's holding a sword.
Yeah, or if I come out and I see one of them, a vehicle with them big, huge rims with this much tire.
Yes,
on it,
exactly.
And they're chrome shiny rims, and it's like a '92 Caprice.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they fix up a Toyota Corolla, 86 Toyota Corolla, and make it like to drag race or whatever. That's not a type of person you're going to have an intellectual conversation with, and the odds are I'm going to have very little in common with them. Or it says, hey, I do stupid stuff. So, I make poor decisions.
Yeah, so an ick is you can't be ratchet.
You can't be ratchet. I don't like ratchet chicks.
There you go.
I don't like ratchet chicks of any level. Black, white, Puerto Rican. We got a call? Let's take a call here.
Oh, what's good? What's good? It's Trey from San Diego.
Hey, Trey. I think we've had you on before. How you doing, bud?
Yeah. I'm good. But I wanted to get y'all advice on something.
All right, let's hear it. That's what we're here for.
I had this one chick, right, that finally let me smash. But at the time, I had ED, which is why I called in because y'all had you got Punisher on, right?
Sure, yeah.
But so I'm like, damn, this girl ain't gonna, never give me another shot, right? Because that was my first time ever having a situation like that, right?
Okay.
But she like the next week she called me again, and I knocked it out the park that time, right?
Okay.
But then the third time, though, it happened again, and like I had never I thought it was, like my first time it happened, I thought it was just an off night, But
has this ever happened to you?
But yeah, after that third, so the third time it happened again. I had ED again, right?
The third time, okay.
So then, so the next day she texted me, "Hey, let's keep this thing platonic." Oh man, that shit crushed me,
yeah,
bro.
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that shit made me get healthy because after it happened the first time, I just thought it was an off night. You know what I mean? Because after the second time I cracked her, I hit it out the ballpark.
Right.
But
oh boy.
But
so
yeah, I was like, when I texted her back, it was cool. This happened about 4 or 5 years ago, right?
Wait, what happened 4 or 5 years ago? This whole ED thing?
The situation.
This whole situation happened 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm all good now, but I want to ask y'all think I could ever get out of that platonic situation or not? Don't even try that again.
I mean, I think you could do it. The odds are very low because you don't have a connection or an excuse to talk to her.
Yeah.
So I have found in
go
my
back on,
situations that that once you, especially when you're it's that single life and you're smashing and you're doing a smash and grab and running, or you're just after a while they kind of, it depends. If you have a really close connection, maybe you can rekindle that. I don't think you can rekindle it after 3 dates, 2 of which your dick didn't work. In all fairness to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so
No, I did. Hey, you right. It didn't work.
yeah, but no, me personally, man, I actually think the opposite. I think you can definitely get back.
Okay.
If you would have called me
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago, when she said we should be platonic, I would have told you that her feelings are hurt. Her wanting to be platonic had nothing to do with you, bro. You not being able to perform those 2 times.
Oh, she takes it upon
made
herself.
her feel
Yeah.
rejected. Made her feel like you weren't really into her. And
I didn't. You know what? I didn't think about it that way.
yeah, that's what that is, man. So she wanted to come to you first and put out there.
She wanted
let's
to-
just be platonic because I can tell you're not into me.
Before you break her off.
Yeah, and
Right.
if you would have knew the cues, that was your moment to affirm her. You could have affirmed her, and you could have affirmed her with anything. Listen, baby, it's not you. I think you're gorgeous. I think whatever. I started this new medication. I got to get the right dose. I got to, you know what I'm saying? Like to you figure out what's going on. But if a woman's dating you, if she's letting you hit multiple times, she is into you.
She's into.
She is into you.
Yeah, because I was surprised she let me hit after the first time.
Yeah, because it happens. It happens, right? But once
yeah.
you have a successful one and then another unsuccessful one, it's like, oh, he's not really into me. He doesn't like me. He's not turned on by me. And so her ego made her break it off with you. Let's just be platonic, so she didn't have to experience that anymore. But if you could have affirmed her, if you would have gave her some, I think you're hot, and you had a good enough excuse, you would still be in there. So that's the thing about it too. If you did try to get back in there, you would have to first start some conversations, and then you would have to give her a reasonable excuse. Hey, look, I know we had some issues in the past. I just want to let you know. I mean, for whatever reason, whatever you think the reason was, hey, I was eating bad, my blood sugar was up, whatever the reasons you think.
No, you know what it was? My blood pressure was high, which is crazy because I used to hoop every day, right? So I'm thinking, I'm in shape, but I was eating bad.
Yeah.
How old were you when all this was going down?
I was 26.
Yeah, see, you can't. Yeah, you must have been eating horrifically bad.
Yeah, and then it's not just
I was eating McDonald's breakfast, but I was still in shape, so I'm thinking, ain't nothing
that's
wrong.
that youth. Yeah, fair enough.
So that happened, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Yeah. So that's that. You fixed the blood pressure thing, and that fixed it. It's interesting, Punisher. Oh, go for it. Yeah, you fixed it.
Oh yeah, big time. Oh yeah.
So it's interesting, Punisher, because that's a unique perspective. Because I don't think I've ever had that happen to me, so I didn't have that experience. But you're right. She would be disappointed. I will say if he's saying it's been 4 or 5 years, it's gonna be a tough go to rekindle it. I think still, but you never know.
Yeah, and dude, what the cue is,
we hang out in the same. Oh my bad. Go ahead, Punisher. My bad.
No, I was gonna just say man, what the cue is how receptive she is to you with the platonic interactions. If you're talking to her and you can get body language and receptiveness to the point where it's the back and forth, I think you should 100% shoot the shot. But you gotta give her a reason why it wasn't working out sexually. And a reason where she can disconnect from it, you not really being attracted to her. You not really being turned on by her. Because, listen, man, that's devastating to a woman. Men, society says men, we supposed to go crazy for the opportunity of sex. Like that, like we want that.
Yeah.
And then when you get there, I've been there, and you get there and your boy don't work. We internalize it as our failure, but they feel it as a failure too, in terms of they didn't do it for you.
Yeah, that's what I did. I, internalized it as a failure because, hey, that word, when you see that word platonic, it's like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
It's things more than just let's be friends. Platonic is almost like I don't even really want to be friends, but technically, if I were to describe this relationship, it would be platonic. You're like, God damn, you had to find a thesaurus.
That's exactly what it is.
You're like, I don't want. She was like, I don't even want to give you mixed messages that there's a chance we could be close. I don't even want to be friendly.
Yeah. So me, I'm the opposite. Platonic doesn't bother me, man.
Platonic doesn't bother you?
Platonic becomes a challenge for me.
Yeah,
Because platonic is, I want to be good friends with you, but we're just not going to do anything physical.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
not
like,
legitimate, though, pun. What it is, I think we should be platonic or we should be friends is just a woman's way out most of the time.
All right, so I'm going to agree with you, but not for a chick that I already
That you already smashed. That's
if
fair.
it's a chick we never had anything, and she tells me that, then I feel like.
So you've had chicks say, I'm going to be friends, let's be platonic, and you still see them?
Of course. And I say, okay, we'll be platonic friends, but if we hang out and it's the right moment, right, whatever, we're not platonic no more.
I've never had that experience. When we're platonic, I'd never see that friend again.
But hold up. So you've had women that you smash.
No. That's fair. You're right.
Yeah, smash.
You're right.
When
That's
you smash
a different
already,
story.
it's
I'm trying
different.
to think. Have I ever had? No, I think once I'm there, I'm there. For me, it's like auditioning. I do terrible on auditions. But once I get the part, I nailed the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once I'm there, I nail it. You know what? I do have one. Actually, it's the first thing I ever did with a girl was, I think I told this story before, but the first thing I ever did, I was working for a radio show. We'd have these parties after, and this was a listener of the radio show, and we'd do it like once a month. And every month she'd be there saying hello, and then like finally she's like, you should buy me a drink, like, because I was so
straight over,
so
just
dumb.
come on,
Like I didn't
dude,
realize
get
she
it together.
was just saying, I was like, oh well, she's saying hello like the rest of these people, and she's like, you should buy me a drink, and the light bulb finally went off. I was like, oh my God, she's been hitting on me. So we went back to her place. We go back to her place with the excuse we like the same show, News Radio. She's like, oh, I have tapes of News Radio, like I give it. And so we get there, and I know enough now. I go, okay, I'm trying to make a move. We get cozy, we start making out. Like I'm like, oh, I had never had sex at this point.
Oh, so a virgin.
I was like 18, 19. Yeah, a virgin. I don't think I've had. I didn't have anything. I think I kissed a girl a couple times, a couple different girls, but never anything. So we start making out, and so everything I knew from like porno films. So I knew that you start out, you don't just go right into the fucking, you do some foreplay. So I was like, all right, let me kiss the neck, kiss the chest, kiss the nipples, let me, kiss her, hips, thighs. You go down on her, right? And I did so much foreplay, though. Like I did like 40, I didn't realize I got 40 minutes of foreplay, right? Way too long. Because I wasn't sure, like, when, I had no instruction, like, when do you stop, and then when it was like I was trying to fuck her, I couldn't get my erection had gone. Like I had an erection, but it's almost like my erection went like, hey bro, if we're not gonna be used, we're gonna go on break. Yeah. Right? If you're not using me, I'm just gonna go back to my trailer. And it did, and I couldn't, and then the pressure of like, oh, I gotta get hard right now. Like and then it was I couldn't get it hard on.
Yo, you know what? The same exact thing happened to me. My first
Really?
time. My first
first
time.
time.
I was a little bit younger, but my first time. And mine wasn't that I did too much foreplay. We went to. I was young. I was 14, right? And my girlfriend was 14, so I couldn't have girls in the house. So I had a buddy who was like 17, and he let me in his bedroom, and I'm in this place in this complete darkness, and I couldn't find the hole, bro.
Oh,
I could not find the hole.
It's your first time
for like 25, 30 minutes, and then he gave up. Like, bro, you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, you wasted my time here. I can't believe I came out for this.
Could not find a hole,
you're paying,
bro.
And it's like you're paying my cab fare. I'm going back to my apartment.
I could not find a hole forever.
It does happen.
Hey, Punisher, you better than me though. You was 14. Damn, I think I was like 18 before I got
14, 14.
Nah, I was on some dysfunctional upbringing too. Like, that's way too early, bro.
They call it demon time.
Yeah, that's way too early.
Punisher's saying that we're all excited that he got laid at 14. He's like, I had problems. That's why.
I
shouldn't have been attempting to bang a woman in my friend's pitch black room.
Yeah, I'm sexual deviant to this
14.
day, man. I wouldn't suggest it, man. It's a little too young, man.
How you doing since the ED, my friend? How's it been?
Oh man, it's been great. It's been great, man. I ain't had no more problems. But that, it was kind of a good thing it did happen because I wouldn't have known. Because man, I was in shape still.
Might have
hooping.
saved your
like,
life.
I hooped every day. It was just my diet. Was
Your dick
trash.
going flat might have saved your life. You might have prevented a heart attack. So thank you, erectile dysfunction. Nobody talks about the benefits of erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, they said your body sends you messages.
Now,
Hey, the one benefit. The one benefit.
the one benefit. So you were giving us a detail. You might still hang out with this girl. You might see her.
Yeah, sometimes we're in the same friend group. So she comes out to some of the stuff like I come out to. But I haven't seen her in a while, but yeah.
Okay, well then that is the excuse to rekindle it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all casually say what's up and speak when you do run into her?
Yeah, and it's good. It's no bad vibes or anything.
Yeah, nah, man. Definitely shoot the shot again, man. Just give her just don't make it like some type of elephant in the room that you had the past problems. I think you should be direct.
So,
Give her an excuse. I don't care what the excuse is, but give her an excuse that makes it clear it wasn't her, and see how she responds, man.
I mean, you can just say the truth.
Yeah, it don't hurt it don't hurt to try. Yeah, you're right.
I had some health-related issues, but I took care of all that. You can just be honest if you get to that point. But it's in play. Well, Trey, I hope it's possible. We've got some positive news for you, brother. It's possible. So get out there and see if you could rekindle it. And you know what? Go 3 for 3. You got to make up the numbers here. You know what I mean? You gotta avenge those 2 losses.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you went out.
Hey, I gotta get back to 500 at least.
That's right. Yeah, you
man.
can't. You're like a fighter. You go, I got to get my win back. Otherwise, I can't move forward.
Yeah, 1 for 3 at the foul line is terrible.
That's terrible,
Those were free
man.
throws, bro. 1 for 3. 1 for 3 from the line.
Now, in baseball, it'll get you in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, it's funny for baseball. It's not that bad though.
Yeah, for baseball, it's not. But
yeah, but baseball is coming at you 90 miles an hour. That was right there over the plate.
Right,
that was there for you, yo.
and you need a hard bat for baseball. So so
That's
anyway.
funny. That's right. Hey, that's right. Y'all right.
Yeah, he playing baseball with a noodle.
Yeah. That's why your batting average is so. You're working on your stance. Man, go check your blood pressure. That bat is all.
Playing baseball with a noodle. That's crazy, fam.
Yeah, so you're trying, but. Well, Trey, good luck, man. I think it's going to happen for you. Keep us. Hey, listen, if you give us an update.
Yeah, I want to know, bro.
I want
Holla
to
at
know.
her. I want to know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I will, man. I will for sure.
Thanks, Trey. I appreciate you, bro.
I Harry, I Punisher. Later.
All right,
Thank
man.
you. Have a
Later,
good
man.
night. Yeah, that's. I'm trying to reflect on my relationships. I do. Nobody ever said. So I'm trying to see if I have examples. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are girls I tried to rehook up with, but those were all like kink related things, and they also never said let's be friends. But I do have this. Let me ask your opinion on this because I'll have this situation that happens quite a bit. I meet these girls on the kink sites, and we have a thing, but I'm not the boyfriend. I make that clear. But then they meet somebody and they go off, right? And then every once in a while, you find out that they're single or whatever. I've tried to rekindle that. That has not done as well. But I think that might be, I know what it is sometimes when a girl tries to go legit or straight, she's trying to forget that lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you're part of that lifestyle. I'm part of her past that she's trying to move away from because now she's trying to have kids and a family and a minivan. Yeah. And I'm there swinging around a set of handcuffs trying to lure her back. And she's like, get away from me. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, you bring that, you remind her the shame showers, bro. That's what
it wasn't shame. It wasn't shame when I put you in that cage. You didn't seem shame then.
Yeah, I had a story this week with my boy. My boy is one of them guys where he goes to the massage parlors and tries to get the happy endings, right?
Oh, yeah?
But he went to a legit massage parlor, right? And he's there. And, he's my thighs are tight, right? And so he's good with talking. So he ends up talking, and the girl tells him that she used to do the happy endings and stuff like that and stuff like that. But she said she stopped. She got married.
Okay.
She whatever. And then so he's with the thighs. And then at some point, then he gets a boner. She's trying to ignore it. Then he propositions her. And she's like, no, I really can't do that anymore. This, that, and the other, you know. And, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
tries to proposition her, and then it's over, and then she blocks him, right?
Oh
on
yeah, well, yeah,
Instagram.
I get that.
And he comes to me like, why do you think she blocked me, whatever? And I said, yo, man, because you was
trying
trying
to turn her into a prostitute.
yeah, you're trying to pull her back into the stuff that she says she removed herself from. And he said, well, she used to do it. Why would she say? I said, if somebody told you I used to be on heroin,
Yeah.
but I'm off, would you say, hey, just do it today for me? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, come
Just
on,
one
bro.
time, man. Just one time.
Yeah, just one time, man. Just help me out. Like,
She just got out of the joint after a long bid. She's trying to go straight, and you're there trying to lure her back into a life of crime, bro.
Yeah, so I think in your scenario with those girls,
Yeah,
I think they
that's
do
a
kind of
different
have
level,
that. And then
yeah.
I think another thing that probably were you very distinct that, hey, look, I'm not the
Oh,
boyfriend.
most definitely. I always.
That's the
wanted-
problem.
Yeah.
Because you can keep a woman lingering around if you present an idea of hope,
that there's hope for it. Yeah.
and you dead the hope.
I mean, but I think the way we met on those sites, it was depending on the relationship. Sometimes you get a sense that it's just sex,
It
and
doesn't,
that's
but it doesn't matter. It's never just sex for a woman because
That's
of
fair.
oxytocin. Oxytocin. If you keep dealing with somebody, how many times have you dealt? I'm gonna ask you this question. How many
Yeah.
times have you met a girl, said, "Oh, this is just gonna be sex. This is gonna be a good time," but you keep
Oh,
sexing
sure.
her,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
all of a sudden it's like,
you're
damn,
into
I
it.
like
Yeah,
her.
Yeah. That
That's what
happens quite a bit. Yeah.
And so if it happens for you, it happens at a way more excessive rate for them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the guys who are usually successful with the exes coming back or whatever, we present a optic of, hey, this is just fun, but I do have those boyfriend qualities. I could be.
You know, I have to do some more
boyfriend.
field research on this because I'm just getting back into the game after a long relationship bid. So I'm only starting to do this
Yes.
to see this. So I'm gonna do some field research on this because I think actually technically it's only one, and she didn't even say let's be friends. She just found a boyfriend. So I'm gonna do some field research.
Yeah,
on this.
yeah, man, yeah. I would suggest with all these, even when you introduce this is just for fun,
Yeah.
you should say because of the timing of it,
Because of
not
the
because
timing. Oh,
you'll
that's
never
genius,
have a
Punisher.
chance other than
That's brilliant, my friend. Brilliant. See, this is why I like. This is what we do here. You know, we're exchanging ideas here. Like, I'm pretty proud of my numbers and my skill set. This is black belt level stuff because I know people are going to shit on me like, he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm always learning more. I'm always down to learn some more holds, some more nerve, the five-finger death punch.
Yeah,
So-
you know, it's always add a little extra hit
Yeah,
to your.
I don't know
to
everything.
the
You
turnover
learn.
of the fist,
Yeah.
and you get a good.
We look
good
at the
bit of
game
strike.
tape and Punisher goes, you're not bending your knees enough. I'm like, God damn it.
Come on, man.
That's
Always
why she
adjustments.
can't come.
Always adjustments, bro.
I can't bend my. Let's go into the chats here because we've had some time. Some of these are still mean. Some of these are good. Somebody here saying I'm Native American and Polish. I've been called Puerto Rican a few times. Yeah, that generally people settle on that. You're Puerto Rican or Dominican because you could be light skinned and they go, I don't know if is he Arab. Some Dominican dudes do look Egyptian, depending on how they cut that hair. Let's see here. We were asking people, everybody tonight, if you have what your icks are, I guess your icks or non-negotiables are. Non-negotiables is a higher level. Icks are just like aesthetics or something where you're like, I don't even want to date this person.
All right, so I got a non-negotiable.
What's your non-negotiable?
I don't think I can do a cigarette smoker.
Cigarette smoker. Okay,
Yeah, I don't think I can do a cigarette
I get
smoker.
that.
Yeah, but me being a non-smoker, and you know, with the way that it gets into your clothes, gets into
Sure,
everything,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
See, I've never been in. I've banged a couple girls who are smokers, but I've never done anything long term. But I could understand that.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoking. It's a small thing, but it's important to you. You want to stay the Punisher. Your body is how you earn a living, my friend. You know, you
Facts.
need to keep that. Oh, by the way, somebody in the chat, thank you, combat veteran. We're talking about erectile dysfunction. You didn't even plug your book
Oh, yeah.
about it.
Listen,
go for it.
Listen, on Amazon, there's a paperback, ebook, and the Audible, which I narrated myself. The book is called In Search of Freezer Meat, and it basically chronicles my rise, fall, and then rise again. You know, of
Quite literally.
yeah, literally of dealing with erectile dysfunction, but it's not just a physical thing, man. It compromises you a whole bunch of different ways, and that nobody's talking about. Nobody's educating guys in this understanding and how to correct it and things to do to get back on track. The book's doing extremely, extremely well. So I'm grateful for that. I get emails every day from people who read it that love it. And listen, it's hilarious. I was told. I think it's hilarious. It is hilarious, man. So definitely check it out.
Perfect.
Man. And search a freezer meat.
Perfect. We got a call coming in. Let's get
do
the
it.
call going. Hello. Welcome to Man School 202. What's going on?
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's happening,
Hey,
buddy?
who is this? Where you from?
Ricky Vegas.
Ricky, what can we do for you tonight, man? We're filling in for Dante. Hopefully we can help you out. What's going on? What's troubling you? What do you need help with?
Yeah, so I called probably 2 shows ago.
I remember,
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I've been you guys we just keep doing the 5 bricks, just focusing on that. I've been doing that to the best of my abilities, but I'm kind of to the point where right now where it's I do it and then I get a positive feedback in the sense of most women are they're appreciative of it, but that's kind of it. And so I kind of find myself right now being okay, I'm saying the compliment or I'm saying something nice without wanting anything. My intention is not to get anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
What's the feedback you get from it?
I would say 8 out of 10 times they're appreciative and they're nice about it. But then after that, that's kind of that's where it kind of stops. You know what I mean?
Well,
and so right, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
So kind of right now, I was just kind of, so I kind of find myself just being kind of what's the next step after that, because they are appreciative of it, but it's more of you're just happy for that second, but after that they're just you just go on about your day and they go on about their day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you want to get to the next level. There's no natural conversation that forms. I mean, the idea of the 5 bricks. How long did you say you've been doing it?
For about 2 weeks, max 2 weeks, a solid 2 weeks.
No, that's not enough time. The whole point of Dante says at least 8 weeks, right? This is like you're taking prescription medicine and you're calling me up as a doctor. You go, hey, doc, the infection's still there. It's not enough time. You still need to practice more. It's every day, 5 bricks a day for at least 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you're right. You're right. Maybe I'm just I'm kind of just being a little bit because I know he says 8 weeks and it's only been 2. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too discouraged too soon and kind of you know what I mean, kind of throwing in the towel too soon.
Well, it's early in the process.
Maybe,
It's like practicing anything. So the concept of 5 bricks, for the people who don't know, is that you give 5 women a day a compliment, non-sexual, with no intention other than just giving them a legitimate compliments, finding something that you like about the person. And you're supposed to do that 5 times a day with 5 different women, and then the next day you're never supposed to repeat with the same woman because it doesn't count. And Dante usually suggests about 8 weeks. That's the concept. Now, you're doing it 2 weeks in. Yeah, you're going to feel discouraged because it's still new. The point is, it's like anything that you've started and you do 2 weeks in, you're going to be terrible at it. You're going to see little progression. But, anything else, when I start a workout plan like this, I started getting back into the workout plan. I hadn't worked out in a while. It's tough for me. The first session is always tough. The first stretch is tough. The push-ups, I can't even do simple push-ups yet. And then I find after a couple of weeks it starts to develop. But the results are not going to be there after 2 weeks because that's still the process of you getting comfortable with it.
Yeah. Let me add this in too, man. So I think you're focusing on the wrong point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is not the reaction from the woman. What you're trying to do is you're trying to build up a comfortability.
Trying to get rid of that fear.
A comfortability vibe with talking and interacting with women nonchalantly, and you got to realize there's cues when a man is uncomfortable interacting with a woman. You can give this very awkward kind of goofy kind of awkward vibe with the energy, with the conversation. So the point of the 5 bricks over a long period of time is the more that you give them, you start becoming comfortable with this natural interaction. And then that kind of changes your energy. And once your energy becomes relaxed, then it flows easier into extended conversation. Right now, in the first 2 weeks, without you even knowing it, you may still be giving off this awkward energy because you're trying to do the brick. Oh, I should say it here. I should say it here. And it probably seems force.
You're so
and-
focused on the, like anything else, you're focused on the logistics of every word. Like, okay, I need to come up with a compliment. I need to, okay, it's got to be a good compliment. It has to be non-sexual. You're thinking, and what you do when you do repetition, those things become natural, right? So like when you move your hand, you're not thinking, I have to move my hand up and down. It just becomes natural because you've done it a million times, right? It's also like learning sports. If you practice free throws, if you've never done it, somebody gives you tips. Okay, make sure you bend the elbow, make sure the wrist is firm, but you snap at the end. And you think about those things every time you take a shot until you've done it so many times that you're not even thinking about it. And to Punisher's point, that is the purpose of the exercise. It's not just getting a reaction. It's just getting rid of that fear and that discomfort you feel at even attempting to approach a woman or even thinking. So if you do it long enough, which 8 weeks is the minimum, it should be more, of course, that it becomes so natural that you just forget about it, or you just become desensitized at the very least, where you're not afraid of it. Or you're like, all right, let me just do this. It becomes very simple. When I first started doing stand-up, yeah, of course I'm going to be a little nervous. I'm a little nervous, or even if I wasn't scared, I'm like very focused on the joke. Okay, here's this next joke. I better deliver it. Hopefully this works word for word. And with enough repetition, I've just become comfortable where I don't know what I'm going to say when I get up there. It doesn't mean anything because I'm not afraid.
Yeah. So that's the way you have to look at it, man. This is an exercise for you to become better and more comfortable with talking to women, not necessarily for you to give the compliment and read how well they're responding and stuff like that. The minute you become comfortable with these casual interactions, the build on the conversations is going to be easy because your energy is going to be more relaxed.
Yeah. So hopefully, does that help you, Ricky?
Yeah, like when Punisher said that, like I kind of realized that, maybe I'm like expecting something, and like obviously that's not the point of the exercise,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
because I'm like, it's, like I kind of have to like you said, like try to detach from expecting something from when I say it, like. I know the concept is just to like say it without expecting anything, but it's like, it's like that whole thing. It's like easier said than done. It's like, even though I'm trying to like tell myself not to expect something,
Right.
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe that's where maybe if I keep, maybe if I do the 8 weeks, maybe I'll feel different about it.
No,
but,
it's
like,
not a maybe.
I think that's the
you
roadblock where
absolutely
I have.
will. It's not a maybe. You
Well-
absolutely will, because anything you do that long, you will become at least somewhat altered to it, in the sense of you either won't fear it. At the very worst, you'll like look at it as a task, but that's still better than, or just something you got to complete. That's still better than being afraid.
Yeah, and I got a quick question for him. Are you doing this with women that you are interested in mostly?
See, okay, that's what I was gonna say to you right now, guys. Like, so if it's a girl that I don't really find that attractive, I won't really like if she doesn't reciprocate that well, I'll be like, okay, doesn't matter. But sometimes it'll be like girls that I genuinely am really attracted to, and if they just say like thank you and then move on, like it does kind of hurt me a
You're
little
a little
bit, because I wish
offended. You're a little hurt.
it would be a little bit more.
And well, bro, give me an example of a brick that you laid, like the compliment you gave to one of these attractive girls that you would have wanted to date if she was interested. Do you have an example?
Well, yeah. Well, I was at a Starbucks, and like, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but the way I interpreted the bricks is like it could be any compliment, just as long as it's like a genuine compliment, and it can't be, you can't want something from it. So like when I say, I tell myself like, say it, but don't expect anything from it. Like don't expect her just to like.
But what's the
like you.
compliment? Give me exactly what the compliment is.
Well, one of them was I said, I like your hair today. It might be kind of nerdy, but like that's the only thing that came to my head.
Right. I mean, listen, just you're doing the practice, so there's nothing wrong with anything. The biggest goal is to get it out there. Now, I don't know about you, Harry, but when a compliment on the hair, just I like it today. I can tell you off the top, and you're practicing, but that's an awkward scenario because it can borderline for a woman, put her on the defense of it being.
It did feel kind of awkward when I did say
Yeah.
like the
Is it
air
the
was a
today
little bit
part
awkward
that you-
afterwards.
Yeah, and the
When
today
you-
part.
So
yeah, the
that's
today
what I was
part.
thinking. When you say today, that's almost like a neg. A neg is like a negative compliment. Where you go, oh, that overbite is cute. You
No,
know, like,
it's worse than the neg. I agree with you, but
Yeah.
when you say I like your hair
Today,
and she
it
never even she don't recognize, like, is this guy stalking me?
oh, that's on a couple levels. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
is this
be
guy
an
stalking me
unintentional
if he's
thing.
following me? Yeah. So
Because
that's
he
part
meant
of the
to say
practice.
like, oh, I like your hair today, but you've never met her. That would be a thing.
Well,
And this is what that
Scenario
might be
was
nerves.
like I was in the line, and she was like in front of me, so
Yeah.
I kind of like made like a like a little cough, and she kind of like tilted her head, and then that's like kind of when I started the conversation. I was like, not a conversation, but like I guess the comment. I was like, oh, like your hair looks nice today, but that's just because like
No, I get it.
like
Listen,
it's kind of like I'm not
listen. Don't worry. Don't overanalyze the compliment. Right? You gave it a shot. The compliment's fine. All I'm saying is, so I would say, first of all, give these compliments to everybody. I'm talking about the male lady, the old woman at the cash register. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to find
give it to
something
everyone.
because the exercise is finding something you like about each individual.
Everyone, and so that gives you like more of an arsenal of what to say. And what I would say is the girls that are more attractive, I would move away from their physical attributes. I might have said earrings.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I might have said, hey, those earrings are nice. You know, I might have.
Because a lot of guys are going to compliment the physical attributes, which they hear all the time.
Yeah, the hair today. If she had some type of special color to it or something, whatever. But
Yeah,
the
something
hair
that is
in
not
general,
just a general thing, something
Yeah,
specific that's more geared towards them. Because you could say that to any woman, so it sounds like a pig. You could say that I like your hair to any woman,
yeah,
but something about them specifically.
yes, something specifically, something that's in terms of grooming, right? I heard Dante one time compliment a woman's eyebrows. She loved it because you could tell she put work in it and stuff like that. And
question.
and
The
nobody's
reason why I kind of
go ahead.
the reason why I kind of said the hair thing is because like this is gonna sound kind of weird, but like I just felt like if somebody were to say that to me, like I would react in a positive way. Like, you know what I mean? Like if someone told me like, "Oh, your hair looks nice today," like maybe because I'm a guy, like I don't know, right? Like I'm a guy.
Yeah,
But in my head, I'd be like, "Oh, that."
Yeah.
I would feel flattered by that, you know.
Yeah, listen, man, I agree. But you got, first of all, you got to understand, man, women, especially attractive women, most of the time they're already on some sort of a defense.
Yeah, so
Okay.
for a woman, they have to worry about obviously being, assaulted or whatever, right? Or whatever, assaulted. They have to worry about those things. So women are always initially, especially in public, they are on the defensive. So a woman has to look around the room and see like, what are the dangers to me? Who is this guy? I don't know this guy. Is the first question when she sees a guy, especially if there's not anybody with her, is this person a danger, whether I know them or not? Is this person a danger? Is that person a danger? So they have to. The compliment always gets analyzed through, is this a danger filter, especially when they're in public. So the first thing they're going to say is like, who is this guy? Why is he saying this? Is he trying to get in my pants? And so even if you give a compliment, sometimes it goes through that filter. But all of this is like overanalyzing it. The point is, you just have to do the repetition. You got to do the work, and it will be more comfortable to you naturally.
Yeah, you called it yourself. You sensed the awkwardness in the interaction, right? So you sense it yourself, and so that's the whole point of the exercise. Dante wants to get you to a point where there's no more awkwardness. So if you can give that same compliment, you could give that same exact compliment, but if you can give it with an energy that doesn't provide or create any awkwardness, it'll flow better. And that's why you got to do it over a period of time, because you will get to the point where there's no awkwardness. Hey, your hair looks great today. And it's as simple as that. And it's like, oh, thank you. Like, not, oh, why is he saying this? It's two different, same compliment, but you can get two completely different energies. And you got to just keep putting the work in till it flows naturally. And I would say, bro, compliment every woman you see, analyze them, look them up and down, find something on them. I hang out with Dante, and I'm telling you, he pays almost every woman a compliment from a nonchalant way and it's so smooth, never awkward, never, you know, and
Because he's done it so many times.
because he's
it's
done
a
it so many
natural
times,
flow,
and you got to
yeah.
give yourself a natural flow. You know, we say 5 bricks, and that's the minimum.
That's the minimum, yeah. That's
The
the bare
minimum.
requirement.
So you want to try to get this type of conversation flow to every and any woman you see, and then it'll condition you better where it just flows and there's no awkwardness, and then you'll have more opportunity.
Hopefully that helps, Ricky.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
Like, it's fine. I can call back next week. That's fine. If you
Well,
guys
no,
are
if you
No,
got
go
it,
ahead.
just go for it. Shoot it.
Okay, one thing I found because I've been in a solid 2 weeks, like, and I will call like in the next 2 weeks to like update you guys. It's gonna be 4 weeks and 2 weeks. But like
Okay.
one thing I've kind of noticed is like when I've been doing this, obviously all the women that I'm kind of like giving compliments to, they're not all women that I'm attracted to. It's like
Okay.
just women in general, right? I find it like if it's a woman that's maybe older, or maybe that's a woman that I'm not physically attracted to. I feel like I get more of a better positive feedback. I don't know if that's because I'm coming off like less thirsty because I'm not attracted to them. But when it's like women that I am attracted to, it just seems like
Well, look,
more
that's possible, but at the end of the day, the end result of what you should be looking for is that you talk to all the women the same, and that you don't have a different, you know what I mean? That you don't have a different vibe or a different game because somebody
that's where I
is
have the
hotter
hard
than
part.
anybody else.
But hopefully over time, maybe that will like fix itself. Because I find that subconsciously, like even though I tell myself, okay, treat them all the same, like
Ricky, you think
for
it too
some
much.
reason,
You think
like
too
I
much.
get more nervous when I find them really
Yeah,
attractive.
because you're thinking too much about everything. Like you're still in the middle of this process. You're only 2 weeks in, and you're thinking about it being not working. Why is it not working?
Well, he's not even thinking about why it's not working. He's getting caught up in his attraction.
That too, yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're not necessarily laying a brick. You have an
Yeah.
expectation.
I think it's both of those things because then you start thinking about why isn't this working? Is it working? Is it working? Am I getting her info? Is it? And you're starting to analyze that. So I think it's both. But yeah, you're definitely getting caught up in the attraction for sure. You're probably, a little looser when it comes to somebody you're less attracted to for sure. But
Yeah, exactly.
the whole
I
point
feel
is
like a lot less looser if I'm not attracted to them. I feel like I don't really care that much. I'll play them a compliment genuinely, but like I feel like I don't care if they like it or not.
yeah, but
You know?
the whole point will be that if you do this long enough, you're going to be less affected to the point where you're unaffected by whatever rejection there is, if there is any type of rejection. So you got to do the work, bud. I know you said you want to call in 2 weeks. Don't do that. Do the 8 weeks. Because to call us in 2 weeks, then you'd be 4, and then Dante will yell at you because he'll be here that night.
Like an update to like maybe like, but I can also do 8. Like
Yeah, I would do
I'm
8
really,
because if you called the update, you
Okay.
think, what do you think, Punt? Because I think if he calls the update 4 weeks in after
look,
he
I
told,
think it's all good with
you know what, you call
calling
it, yeah.
if you have a genuine question, right, or a genuine thing to clarify. If you're just calling 2 weeks in for an update and it's pretty much the same exact scenario, look, I don't mind hearing from you every week, but it's really about
Dante's gonna
calling for
yell
the
at you.
need. Yeah,
Dante
calling
gonna
for the
scream
need
on
of
you.
it. You know.
Especially if he finds out that you called us 2 weeks ago, and then he's like, because I'll be here, I'll have to tell him. I can't lie. Dante's I'm like the substitute teacher. I have to tell the teacher. I got to put it in my report.
Yeah.
No, in
no,
all
I'm
seriousness.
gonna give it a solid 2 months. I'm gonna give it a solid 2 months.
Yeah, give it a solid because then whatever issues you might have 2 weeks in, by week 4 or week 5, you're probably not going to have that issue. So anyway, so you got to do the work, Ricky. Thanks for calling, but hopefully we helped you a little bit. And yeah, we do want an update eventually, though. Don't stay away forever. How about that? Is that fair?
Thanks, guys.
You got
Yeah,
it.
that's fair. Thank you.
Thanks, Ricky. All right, that helped. I feel like we helped him out. Let's go to the comments. Couple things in the chat. First of all, somebody going back to the ED stories. Somebody goes, "I've had freezer meat a couple times." Now they're turning that into a verb. I mean, how do you feel about that? You're
That's
right with
the
that?
point. Yeah.
So
So
calling it freezer meat. is
yeah.
that-
So listen. Look. So you got to foresee things, right? I said, look, I want to write a book about getting the hardest boner you can get, right? But I can't. If I imagine myself on Oprah, right, and I can't just talk about I'm rock hard. So I use freezer meat.
Right.
Freezer meat is a way you can say it. It's playful, but it means the same thing.
Oh, because it's rock hard.
freezer meats
Rock
rock
hard.
hard.
I see
bro.
this. I think this person's using it wrong because they're saying I've had freezer meat. They're trying to say they had ED, but anyway.
Oh no.
No, it's
Freezer
the
meat
opposite.
is the
You
opposite.
want-
The book is in search of freezer
Yeah,
meat.
you
You're
want
trying
freezer
to
meat.
Get freezer meat's hard as hell. Regular, throw it out meat is sauce. So
Yeah.
you had counter meat.
You had bologna. Soft. You had lunch meats. You had lunch
Yeah,
meats.
you had lunch meat, bro.
Somebody
You-
in the chat, because we're getting new people all the time here, or just tuning in late. Somebody, where the fuck is Dante at? Dante's okay. I think he and Godfrey are at some type of event. I think a press event for Godfrey's new special, which will be coming out. I think
tomorrow.
tomorrow comes out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
January
premiere is
14th in
tomorrow.
theaters, man.
So you want to
Rebel
check
with a
that?
cause.
I
Rebel
think
with
they're
a
coming in
cause.
tonight. Maybe, right? Is it maybe?
I would.
Dom,
assume
did they
so.
say if they're coming in tonight or no?
Yeah, they'll be in later.
They
tonight.
will be in later.
Yeah.
Okay, so you I think Dante should be here later on. He'll fill you in. I'm just filling in for the night. Somebody wrote Dante grew a full head of hair and his credit score went up by 140 points. Yeah, I mean,
There's some funny.
there's some
people
funny
the
comments
chat.
in that. Now, yeah, I have a fuller head of hair. However, I'm going to let you know his credit score is far higher than mine. Again, first of all, not white, Latino, and also Armenian, potentially maybe Arab, depending on who you ask. And my credit score is, I don't know what it is, but it's probably not good. Let's see. Here's how bad it is. I don't bother to check. There's no need for me to check. That's how bad it is. I'm not in circumstances where I need to get it checked because I'm like, whatever it is, I'm not buying. Oh, you got a car breakdown? I can't afford any of it. Happy. I'm happy as hell. Let's see. I'm looking through these chats here. Yeah, somebody talking about the things. I love your nails. Wow, you smell amazing. Your hair looks so fabulous. Well, those could be misconstrued, but
Yeah,
whatever.
you smell
find.
amazing. You got to be careful. with.
Smell is
Yeah,
that's
you
a
gotta be
little-
careful. If you pulling that one off, you smooth, bro. You smooth
Yeah.
because you smell amazing.
You gotta be. You can't.
That's
do
borderline creepy, bro.
That. Yeah, you can't do that when she's in front of you at the Starbucks. I don't think.
That's
but-
borderline creepy.
Let's see. So a couple people doing that. Oh, somebody said as far as the erectile dysfunction, that the guy should call back when he talks to the girl. Like, what you were saying, like, what do you say to, after a couple years or whatever? And somebody suggested, my dog died. I was dealing with some stuff. Just tell me your dog died. I'm like, all right, that's a good excuse why you can't get it up is your dog died. Put some this person being an asshole. Get in the gym, get some muscle. Oh, wait, he's not talking to me. Maybe he's talking to the guy. Okay. I take that back. Eye focused. I've been insulted a lot in the chats tonight. I haven't gotten past the fucking guy who called me Jonah Hill. All right? That one still stinks. So I'm a little sensitive. But I think he was saying to Ricky in Vegas, get in the gym, get some muscles, put some bass in your voice.
Yeah. We don't
Put some bass in your voice. And there's going to be plenty available. Put some bass. Yeah, put some. Is that the type of bass? Is that going to get the ladies?
I don't know. That's
No?
not the
All right, what about this one? All right, that's not a bass. All right. Not a bass, but more what we're looking for. All right, I know what we're looking for. Let's see. Okay, and let me check some of the other things in the chats here. Let me see if I think there was a question over here that I wanted to find. And we're again, the number's up there if you want to call and we can help you out. Again, Dante will be here later tonight for Godfrey's show. So will Godfrey. Okay, here's the question here that I was looking for. Question for you. I am a good dude, but a bit spun after being out of a couple relationships, one of them a marriage. I'm worried I'm going to lose my swag if I don't get back into the game right away. You should get back into the game right away, I think. You have to, in order to get over it, I mean, we always talk about it being 5 pussies away to get over somebody. But, I mean, there is also the thing of taking a break for yourself. How do you feel about that, Pun?
I think it depends what the breakup circumstances were.
Okay.
Like, I have to honestly say, I came out of a bad breakout one time where it was like a betrayal, where she cheated on me, whatever, and I tried to jump right back in, and I would be with the next girl actually having sex and getting visions.
That just angry.
Yeah,
still
getting
angry about
visions.
that.
So
I wonder. You're. It's funny because you're fucking her. You're like, I wonder if that guy was fucking my girl as hard as I'm fucking her.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
That's not the way.
So I think in terms of how quick or how active you become really depends on how much of that relationship you're still holding. And my man, don't never worry about losing your game or losing your mojo. It's more about your confidence.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, If you're confident, if you remain confident, you'll be fine whenever you get back in. Now, if you feel less than yourself because of it, then that's another story.
See, I like jumping right back in, but I feel confident about it. But usually when I do a breakup, I'm like, all right, it's time for me to, I'm dusting off my shoes. You know what I mean? It's time for me to dust off the cleats and get back in the game. But not everyone has that, especially if it's a heartbreaking situation or if you're, Dante, and I believe this, recommends you getting right back out to at least alleviate what that is. But,
Yeah. I
when you
mean,
think of that circumstance, that's got to be rough.
yeah, man.
If you're not mentally prepared and you're.
Yeah, so I mean, you're filling a momentary void, right? But it was times where I ran right out, was able to make it happen, and then I dropped the girl off, and I'm home, and I'm leaving even more.
Even more.
More
But is that
down
the
or
first
more
one, or because we always say 5?
Well, I mean, listen, I'm always gonna stay active. All I'm saying is, instead of the number count of getting back out there, it's always good to fill voids, whatever, if there's some value to it. But it could actually trigger your trauma. Yeah, it could be
depending on what the trauma
so,
is.
So it depends where your mental state is at after.
So for the most part, we like diving back in, but there's circumstances where you might have to take a moment to reflect and adjust, and But you're right. The confidence is the big key. It doesn't matter. And you know what? People worry if you don't. The game is not going to leave you. It just takes a little bit of time. It's like anything else. Like again, working out. The analogy of that, like if you stop working out, it's going to be a little hard at first to get back into it. I've put on a bunch of weight this year. I know I've started my workout routine again. It's hard to, even the things you used to do, it takes a little bit, but you can get back into it. So don't let that discourage you is what I would say. Let's see if we have another question here. I thought we had another question here. Isn't there a Chris Rock bit where he says he hits it out of the park 1 out of every 4 rounds? Is there a bit? I wouldn't brag about it. I don't think that's a bragging. 1 out of every 4 rounds is...
Yeah, he probably made a joke.
Yeah, I'd have to see the bit.
Good session. 1 for 4.
Let's see here. Lev Farr. Oh, what is this? Comedy and weight loss challenge. Harry versus Lev Farr. God, would I take that? I've seen Lev lately. I think he drops. I don't know what Lev goes up and down. But we'll see. What I don't like about that challenge is that if I lose enough weight and go down and he goes enough, we'll actually look exactly alike, which I don't want that to happen. I don't think you know who Lev Farr is.
I don't know.
He kind of looks like me. I think he's Canadian, but I don't remember. A couple things I wanted to ask. I've been asking people what their icks are all night. We don't have a call, so we might want to play this clip. I have a clip that I sent Dom. You could pull up. I think it's the divorce one. And I wanted to get Pun's thought on this. The wedding one. It's the wedding one. All right, let's take a look at that clip. This clip is a guy talking about how he's able to tell if a relationship is going to last based on the wedding.
Someone's divorced by their wedding. I have found that the bigger the ring, the bigger the divorce, and the bigger the wedding spectacle, the more likely the divorce. Because there is something extremely performative about a wedding. And there's also something extremely narcissistic about a wedding. We're going to do an engagement, which is you're going to give me a stone of tremendous value that I'm going to wear as a public display of the fact that I am now engaged in this commitment. And then I'm going to put that on social media. And then we're going to have an engagement party. Then we're going to have all of these activities around planning this singular day
party,
where I'm going to be the center of attention. And everything's going to be structured around me. And then I'm going to have a bachelorette party. Then we're going to have a rehearsal dinner. Then we're going to have the wedding and wedding reception, if you can say that.
And then the
part of
honeymoon.
Then we're going to have a
photos.
post-wedding brunch usually the next day.
It's a lot of bullshit.
And then we're going to have a honeymoon, which is basically like a week of partying. And then, by the way, if we're doing it, then we're going to have a baby shower. I forgot the bridal shower, by the way. I forgot the bridal shower. I left that out. I said bachelorette party, but I didn't do bridal shower. If this is really important to you, you're telling me a lot about yourself. You're telling me how important being the center of attention is to you and how much this performative thing is to you. Can you predict?
Okay, so I think that's accurate. Now, I also have the experience of, and I think it's for the most part accurate. I also have the experience, my father was a wedding videographer, and then I, for a little bit, was a wedding videographer. So I've been to hundreds of weddings. And the thing about a wedding is it's a lot of nonsense because the bride and groom, you experience almost none of it. because you're taking photos the whole day. That's what you end up doing. You do the church, then you go to the park, you take photos. Then you get to the reception hall, then you got to do family photos again with all the family. You barely see anybody. It's for everybody else, right? But also, the bigger you make these things, it's an indication of the type of person you are, where this is for other people. We're going to spend lavishly. Those tend to be people who are not great long-term partners, I think. Like, I understand that there are people who spend lavishly. Like, look, Dante's a guy who spends lavishly. He does. But to a point, the things he spends usually are things that he can hold on to for a little bit, maybe experiences. But I think with weddings, it's become a big spectacle that is meant for other people. I don't know, Pun, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so I look at it a little bit different. I mean, look, first and foremost, let's say this. Over 50% of wedding marriages fail anyway.
Yeah, they fail anyway.
They fail anyway, right? So I'm not going to put it in a box saying that there's something specific about the woman that wants the big wedding. Well, but what I will say is, because a lot of women pick their companions based on their financial status or what they can provide or whatever, I think that woman will say, because I'm with this guy and I chose him because he's a provider and he makes good money and he has this stability, then the benefit I want from that are some of my fairy tale fantasies, which is the big wedding, stuff
that
like
is
that.
True.
So I think it's not just the wedding itself. I think that's a byproduct of the woman that puts a strong focus on
the finances.
On the finances.
Yeah, right. You want to marry somebody rich, but that doesn't mean they're a good person. And that is true. However, women have these expectations. We're talking about a situation, like your example, we're talking about a situation where the guy is loaded and they have the money to do these things. There are also plenty of situations, and more often than not, when you're talking about middle-class people, where they spend money that they should not be spending on a wedding. We're talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, which has now become a low-end wedding, is that type of money when these people are broke, because the expectation is, this is my big day and I want it to be that. Because 9 times out of 10, a guy doesn't give a shit whether you actually have that wedding or you go to City Hall.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's an issue where that person is not logical and or being selfish, because they're expecting this thing that is way out of your budget together, but they just want it because they want it, even though it's not good for you.
Yeah, it's true. But we're making an assumption based on this guy's video that every time there's this big wedding and expensive, it's the woman's want, which it's not necessarily
most of
that.
the time it is.
I know guys who went out and looked for a rock or looked for a ring way over his budget as a surprise, because
no doubt,
because he just wanted to give his woman a big ring, because sometimes the ring you put on your woman's finger is also a representation of you.
Yeah, but that's what we've created, but that's also the expectation from women's end. That's something that now people have become accustomed to, because by the way, it's a marketing thing that diamond stores started. So it wasn't a traditional thing. It's jewelers just randomly said, hey, the wedding ring should cost 3 months' salary. That's based solely on jewelers setting that up. But the point is, there are guys who will do that. They want the big lavish wedding. That's a rarity. Most guys do not care, especially when you're when you don't have the money. Like, it might be one thing if Jeff Bezos, sure, it means nothing to him to throw a party. So yeah, he's like, all right, if we're going to do a party, let's do it big because I have the money to do it. Most guys don't want that. Most of the time it's for a woman. But to your point, this guy's talking mostly about women. I don't think it's just the women. I think the big spectacle is also indicative of the man to an extent, in that when you talk about doing this lavish party for other people, because you're not there most of the time, you're taking photos most of the time, you don't experience it, you barely see those people there, right? The social media thing was interesting to me, because there are studies that say the couples that post the most on Instagram are statistically the ones that break up the most, are the ones that are less happy than the couples that don't post as much, because a lot of people are creating this facade on social media.
Yeah. I mean, that's the world we live in now, man. Everything is about creating the strongest optic you can, and as far as what your life is and stuff like that, and then you're trying to live up to that.
Yeah. We got a call coming in. We got a call. Dom, who's on the line? Let's put him through. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man. What's your name? Where you from? How can we help you?
Hey, Big Mo, I'm from Texas, man.
Hey, Big Mo. How you doing, man? This guy has some bass in his voice.
What's going on, Big Mo?
What's going on, bud?
What's up, Punisher? Hey, man, am I wrong, Punisher, or was I just lucky or what? But, man, guys, I'm gonna get a game up now because I'm a little older now. But, hey, man, when I was younger, man, I ran into this by accident. But I used to go to the club on the same night that like y'all would perform and clean up, man.
Oh, nah, dude, that's a strategy. You weren't lucky. That's the way you're
That's the
supposed
place
to
to
do
be.
it. Yeah, that's what you want to do, man.
Yeah, because
Hey, man,
you got
I
guys
figured out
like
about mistake.
you got guys like
I'm
Punisher
sorry.
up there gyrating, shaking, and these women are all horned up. And Punisher can't bang all of them as much as he'd like to. Even how many dancers? What's the most number of dancers you'd have on a show?
Yo, listen, here's what the real ratio is. Sometimes you'll do a show and it's 500 women and we may have 10 guys in the
Oh
whole
boy,
building.
that's just too many. That's 300. That's like 300. You can't take them all on.
I'm not trying to take them all on. I need homie to come in and
That's right.
and make it happen because he got to knock down the friend because if
Yeah.
girls come in groups, so somebody got to keep them all occupied.
And these
man.
girls are all horned up, nothing to do, nowhere to go. They're like lost sheep there. They need you there. So yeah, no, it's a great strategy. I've heard people say they hang out. I forget who said this, but they hang out outside like Chippendales in Vegas or whatever when they do those shows because those women come out. They're all randy. They're a little saucy.
And listen, let me give you some real game behind it, right?
All right.
Women are extremely competitive, man. Extremely competitive. And so if you put a bunch of women in a room where they severely outnumber the amount of male opportunities, then these women are going to channel and go hard for the attention of the men. So
now I never looked at it like that, but yeah, I think that's probably what it was. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is, man. So if you took those same women and you put them in a different environment where the men and the women were 50-50, or if, God forbid, there's more men than women, then they pedestal themselves, and it's like, you got to earn me. But
Yeah.
Right.
But if you put a low percentage of men available and a big group of women, then they're all going to try to beeline for that man's attention. So you was putting yourself in the perfect scenario ratio-wise, man.
Yeah, bud. Is that a thing? You said you just got lucky back in the day. Would that happen often for you?
Well, no. What happened was I had a buddy of mine. His wife had a pretty good hold on him, man. He could never really go out. So his wife was going to Mexico to visit family.
And this was your opportunity.
Yeah. So he wanted to go to the club. So we hit the club for like a week straight. She was gone like a week. So we hit the
He's trying to
club
make
like
up
a
for
week
lost
straight.
time. He's partying every night of the week to make up for. His wife was gone.
I was hurting. Trust me, I was hurting when I had to go to work the next morning, every morning. But yeah, man, we went on a Monday night. They had a male review on a Monday night at this club, and we went in there after that. And I'd been going to the club just basically on Friday, Saturday night, stuff like that. But man, I went on that Monday night and I was just like in shock, man. And ever since then on, I would go on Monday night. I would say the hell with it. Going on Friday and Saturday.
Big Mo stands for the Mo stands for Monday, huh? Big Monday.
Exactly.
Out in Texas.
Yeah,
Mr. Monday night. He's just showing up. Like, hey man, how you do again? Okay, you're a regular.
Yeah,
you're like Norm on Cheers. Everybody knew your name. Hey, Big Mo.
Yeah, you found the phone.
And the clubs was like they would kind of be like empty on Monday nights, man. You know.
Yeah, man. And it doesn't even have to be crowded. Just because the ratio is all women and only a few guys, then you're gonna shine, man. You're gonna shine.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. As soon as y'all last dance, I was ready to get in there, man.
Dude, man.
I think it's a smart move, man.
Yeah, because look, let's face it, right? Women, when they go out, there's a preparation, right? They're gonna do their hair, they're gonna put on an outfit, they're gonna make sure they look good. They want attention. they want attention in some way, shape, or form, man. And if it's a minute ratio, they're gonna get it from the guy that's there, and they're gonna make it happen. That's the only scenario I really want to hang in, man. When it's that lopsided ratio.
You right. Hey, Punisher, you right, man, because I think that's the most ever anytime that women have bought me drinks.
It's intoxicating. Like, I see what all the fuss is about, man. You got to be in this situation. That's like a fantasy league where you get to be treated like a woman gets treated, where they're buying you drinks, they're hitting on you.
Yeah, bro, it's kind of dope. And if you come in too early, does this ever happen to you? Because they get a night where they're feeling up and they're groping on the male dancers. Then a regular dude come in and these girls start groping you. They ever feel you up, man? You ever caught one of those?
No, not really, but I just had a lot of them approach me, though. Like, approach me.
Yeah,
you know?
Got you.
I got to go to one of Punisher's shows next time. Let me make a note to myself. It's time, I want to support my friend. You know what I mean? Not for that, but I want to be supportive, man.
Come on.
Well, Big Mo, we like that, man. That's a sound strategy. Well, how's everything now for you? You said you're an older fella. How old are you?
Oh yeah, I'm 59 now, man. I'm 59 now. But
you still in the game, or you've hung up?
No, I'm not in the game like that no more. No.
Oh, okay. You got some stuff going on. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was like in my from like 25 to about 30. I got married like at 37. So about 25 to 37, man. Yeah, I was out there, man.
You hung him up, but those are the good old. This is like you're reliving the good old days, my friend. And you know what? You're passing on that knowledge.
I just want to know, was this just something that I just, wasn't really, a thing, or was it, real? Because I know he would know.
Nah, it's real, man. Every one of my homeboys growing up, once we got cool and they came to one of these parties, they didn't go to regular parties anymore. It's just like, Pun, where you gonna be? Pun, where you gonna be?
Yeah, I want to go.
Pun, where you gonna be? That is no. That's the ratio you want, man.
I have a Dungeons and Dragons game I'm going to cancel to go hang out with Punisher at his show next time he's doing a show. Well, Big Mo, listen, man, thank you for passing on that knowledge to the young here, because now we got to spread that news to this next generation. That's where you got to be, is these all male reviews. Yeah. And don't let anyone tell you you're gay, whatever. Yeah. Gay like a fox.
And don't get it twisted. He's not talking about being at the actual review. What happens is, let's say the club
afterwards.
Stays, it turns into an after party.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one you want to be at.
But
because sometimes a couple of those guys, they would hang around a little while, for a little while, but they wouldn't be there very long. But
they can't.
For a little while, they still be there.
Yeah, because we recruiting too. We recruiting just like you, Big Mo.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, let me ask you this. I don't know if this was probably being like in mid '90s, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I know a male review used to come through there, and man, I'm thinking that I met Dante at a little.
You could have 100%, man. Dante in the mid '90s, he was the most popular male dancer in New York City, which means you get flown to all different states to perform. You 1,000% could have met Dante. He went by Prince Mandingo.
Hey man, now I was in another. It wasn't at the club that they probably was at. It was at a bar where a bunch of guys came in. They were shooting pool and having drinks. And this one brother, I know he was a brother. I think he was like the only brother in the group or whatever. But I started talking to him, and he was like, I was like, "Where you from, man?" Because I knew he had a different accent. He said, "I was from New York." And I was like, and I started asking him a bunch of questions, and he was like, "Oh man, don't take it personal." I was like, I said, because I asked him, why sometimes New Yorkers seem so rude or whatever. He said, "Oh man, don't take it personal, man. We're on our way somewhere, or we have to deal with all this traffic and this and that." He said, "Don't take it personal, man."
Yeah.
Well,
Mo, thank you for passing on that knowledge, man. That's a great story. That's going to help out a lot of dudes. That's where you got to be, everybody. Find out where those after parties are at. Thanks, Mo.
That's right.
Yeah, good talking to you, Mo.
Take it easy, brother.
We got another question here in the chat. This is an interesting one here. Oh, first of all, from the same person, but I think Camille, who's one of our favorites. She's always here. She goes, "My ick is a bad dad." It's not great. It's not a great situation. It's almost worse for women. I think I've exclusively dated women who don't have a good relationship or don't know their dad. It does make it easier when you don't have to meet the parents, but that's her ick. But she does ask this, and these two things might be connected, Camille. Harry or Pun, have you ever been out freaked? And at first I thought it was a typo. Have you ever been freaked out? Nope. Have you ever been out freaked? You're into some freaky stuff. Yes, we are. Have you ever met someone who was freakier than you? I know that there are certain kinks that I've encountered that not often, because for the most part I'm pretty amenable to the, even if I'm not super into a kink, if a girl's into it, I'll try it or whatever. I do think the first time a girl asked me to do, how do we put the consensual non-consent, which is role-playing essay. I was a little bit hesitant at first because I'd never done that. And face slapping, it took me some time to be comfortable because I didn't really want to hurt them. But, I will say this one. Mostly when I'm meeting chicks online, some of them are super into, like, one or two of them I've met have been into blood play. Like, they like being cut. They like bruises. And I'm like, it's not really my jam. I've never encountered anybody with bodily fluids play or the other, the urine or whatever. I've never encountered that myself. But have you been out freaked?
Yeah, I've been. So I'm kind of cool with everything, but I think the initial introduction of certain things have definitely freaked me out. Believe it or not, the first thing that freaked me out that I could not get was when I probably was 25. I ran into my first squirter.
Your first what?
Squirter.
Oh, a squirter.
I ran into my first squirter, and I mean, it was a squirter, bro. She could hit Dom from here, bro, out the room.
Oh, hit it? She was high angle. Okay.
Yeah, and I think the first time, and it would come out like one shot at a time, and I was just like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And eventually, obviously, I got into it, but the first few times, it completely freaked me out, man.
I'm trying, as far as squirting goes, I've never had an issue with that. I'm trying to think, because I lost my virginity, like, I forget what year, 19 or 20. I was like really, really late. I think by that point, squirting was a popular topic of conversation on like the Howard Stern show and Opie and Anthony. So I think I was aware of it. So it not only did it not freak me out, I was excited about it. I felt like I was like, man, I made her squirt. I felt like I had struck oil, like you dig it for oil and it pops up. And instead of being like that black gold, there was just that liquid that I was excited about it. Yes. So I didn't mind it. But
lucky you.
Yeah, I guess if you don't know about it, it freaks you out.
I have no idea.
I'll tell you a story about being freaked out. The first time I ever masturbated was like kind of by accident. I was just like watching. I remember what show, because I used to watch wrestling, and then after wrestling would be Silk Stockings. Silk Stockings was like Law and Order, but it was like Law and Order. It's sex crimes, but it was really just an excuse to do softcore pornography. So all the crimes were sex related. So there was a scene where the crime happens, but it's always like way too long of a sex scene. So it's like a woman in a bikini and she's like dancing around, and then like after 2 minutes the guy chokes her out, or it's a woman tied to a bed and then somebody gets murdered, whatever. So I would, these women are beautiful. They're wearing lingerie or whatever. So I started like playing with myself or just like touching it. And I just knew it felt good. Mm-hmm. And, I would do that like a couple times. And then one time, like I felt it pop. And then, this is my recollection of it. I felt it pop and I felt the white ooze or an ooze come out of it, which was me coming.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what that was. I thought I had broken my penis. And I ran to the bathroom to see what it was, and I saw this white fluid coming out of it. Because I don't remember if we had a sex talk, but even if you have a sex talk, nobody directly talks about the cum.
Yeah.
Right? Your dad, hopefully, your mom and dad are like, and then you're going to ejaculate. It's going to be sticky, so you're probably going to have a wet nap. So I ran to the bathroom. I was like, oh, fuck, this white. What the fuck did I do? What is this? I've never seen this come out of me. I've seen blood. I've seen snot. I've never seen this. And then instead of telling my parents, because I didn't want to tell them, I just ran into the bed and pulled the covers underneath me, like just to go to sleep. And then I'm like, oh my God, please don't be broken, please. And the next day it was fine. And I was like, I'm never doing that again. And then.
Do you remember around how old you were?
How old? Probably like 12 or 13, would have been.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like I immediately did it again. And then I was like, and then when I realized it wasn't broken, I was like, Woohoo!
So first, you figured out masturbation at 12, but you didn't lose your virginity to how old?
Till I was 20. Yeah.
Oh, so you were like a triple black belt.
Oh, jerking off? Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew how to jerk myself off. Sure. Yeah. I know all sorts of ways.
Yeah. You had all types.
I know all sorts of ways. You take I'd have one of those shower heads you could take off, put that under the balls. You masturbate with that, masturbate with the other hand. I mean, there's a lot of trial and error. I'll tell you where it was a big error was like I would put different lotions and stuff. And then one time I was like, oh, this like they used to call it Bengay, but now we call it Icy Hot.
You did not use the fuck.
I didn't know. I was too stupid. I go, if this tingly sensation, man, that would feel. I wonder if that would feel cool on my dick, because I like my dick being touched. But what if it was tingling? That would be amazing. And I put that on there. Oh, that was and then I tried to wipe. Again, I was like 13, 14. Then I tried to get in the shower, and I didn't know that the shower just like makes it worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
just the pores opened up.
Terrible night.
Yeah, that's a bad
what
run,
a terrible night. I only did it 4 more times after that. But oh God, that burned so. I still think about that. Like, I swear to you, Pun, I think about that every time I apply like Icy Hot Legitimate. I think about that moment. Like, don't get it anywhere near. Anything that
got some nerves on it. Yeah.
I was like 12. I had never heard that word. What? Squirting. Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, the only way I had heard about squirting was just like Howard Stern or like Opie and Anthony, something like that.
Yeah. So I back. Obviously I'm older than you, right? So it was non-existent. I didn't know what the hell that was, man. I was like, what is going on? And
how old were you when this happened?
25.
What? Wow. What year would that have been, I guess?
25 would have been 1998.
Yeah, I mean, no one was talking about squirting. I never saw it. And they didn't have it in videos, I guess. But how did they never capture that on film, though? On porno videos?
I mean, maybe they did, but you got to remember, man, this is no
25.
Streaming, no internet, no
nothing.
The
you
porno
have to get
videos
the
are
tapes.
VHS tape.
You got to get the tape.
So you got to find a tape with us. Yeah, it just wasn't popular, man.
And also, you were probably not jerking off solo as much as I was. Your run at 25 was a lot different than my run.
At 25, I'm most popular stripper in New York City.
Right? Yeah. So you're not watching a lot of porn. Meanwhile, I've seen every type of porn, so I knew what all of it was. Oh yeah, squirting, bukkake,
And if you really think about it, back then it wasn't even about watching the porn because you had to get tapes. You were still buying magazines, so you had stills.
Oh yeah, magazines.
Yeah, so you're not gonna, I never.
There's no squirting in the magazine because you need some high-speed film at that point to capture.
And because nobody's talking about it, you're gonna think the squirting is her peeing.
Yeah, well, technically, I think they said it's mostly urine, but which it's fine by me.
Yeah, Yeah. Hey, listen, it comes from sexual stimulation.
Yeah,
so whether it's urine or not, it's definitely.
Let's see. Yeah, somebody said. Yeah, I'd never heard that word before. Oh, somebody's saying that my dick popping and the ooze. It's like a scene from Alien. Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was so scared. Like I thought I broke it. Fuck, I broke. And even as a kid, you're like, you don't want to break your dick. I know. I'm gonna need this for something. People asking where Dante is. Once again, for those of you who tuned in, Dante is with Godfrey. I think they're doing a press junket or something to promote Godfrey's special, which comes out tomorrow in theaters. It's a theater release, old school, which I kind of like. Godfrey. It's a different way to do it, not just going to the streaming. We're going back to the Martin Lawrence, Richard Pryor days where you release it in the cinema. There's not a lot of competition out there in the cinema. If you don't. Also, you know what? There should be more stand-up in cinemas. I'll tell you why. Because you're not going to be alone. You're going to be with a lot of fans, so you're there laughing with other people in the audience, which is as close to the live experience as you can get. Dom, what is it? Do we know the name of Godfrey's special by chance?
It's Rebel with a Cause.
Yeah, Rebel with a Cause.
Rebel with a Cause. Very nice. So if you get a chance, check out, I think go to Godfrey's website and see if it's playing in a theater near you. Definitely go check it out. Definitely support Godfrey because he's pretty much funding this thing independently. It's all him, I do believe. So if you like Godfrey, definitely support the show, but support the special. But that's where Dante is. So it's not, don't get freaked out. It's not going to be a permanent lineup. Don't worry. I know most of you wonder why I'm here to begin with anyway. Not so much our listeners, but definitely Godfrey's listeners are like, who is this fucking guy? Relax. Calm down. Relax. It's fine. Everything is good. Well, everything is not good. Actually, it's terrible out there. But focus on that. Leave me alone. It's a predator in the White House. Focus on that. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm just trying to tell people how to get their dicks hard and smash. Who am I hurting? Anyway.
Valuable information, man.
Yeah, I'm just out here helping. I'm just going through the chats here. Somebody call, please. It's fine if you call. Don't call. Harry's leading the ship today. Let's go. Thank you. See, some positive stuff. Not that Jonah Hill shit. We don't need that. I'm still salty about that. Even though he's lost weight, I know they're not referring to the thin Jonah Hill. I know that you're talking about fat, old school Jonah Hill. I'm not fooled.
Super bad Jonah.
Super bad Jonah Hill. Who, by the way, fantastic actor, very funny. But the only thing we have in common is that we're both fat, and he's got a similar hair structure. Okay. Here's a question for Pun here. When dealing with ED and PE, did I ruin myself by doing more Kegels rather than reverse Kegels? Okay, this is really technical. Now, Kegels, for the most part, I have known are vaginal exercises for women usually to strengthen their vagina muscles, right?
No, it's the same. We have the same muscle structure.
We have the same muscle structure.
Yeah. So men, you can do Kegels also, and honestly, you should forget the sexual part about it because it'll definitely give you masterful control with your stamina and stuff like that. But as you're getting older, you ever go to take a leak? And you went from taking a leak when you were younger and you were done, and now I got to shake it, and I got to shake it 3 more times, and now you take a leak, and sometimes you put it in your pants, you feel it running down your leg.
A little bit. Yeah,
so
not a ton, but a little.
So men's supposed to do Kegels, period, to keep. It also works with your with urinating and clearing your bladder, and when you can get older and fart and make a mess. All of that is your Kegel muscles.
Wow.
So you're supposed
I'm not
to
at that
do
phase yet. Oh, shit, that's happening?
It's going to happen. Bro, if you don't do those
Oh,
exercises, it's going to happen, man. You just got time on your side.
I gotta start doing Kegels. There's so much I got to do, push-ups.
Now, as far as if you messed yourself up from doing the Kegels, I would say no. Kegels are always going to be a benefit in terms of your erection and maintaining it and stuff like that. You got to find out, first of all, what's the cause of your erection issues? Are they diet? Are they hormonal, right? Are they hormonal where your testosterone is dropped for whatever reason? In my case, they were all anxiety. It was all anxiety. There was nothing wrong with me physically. Just mentally, I told myself, I'm going to have a problem, which creates a hormone called cortisol, which constricts your blood vessels, and then it's not working. The easiest way for you to figure it out is if you're not having any issues maintaining or getting an erection when you're alone for self-pleasure or masturbating or whatever, then it's probably anxiety. But because erection issues, if they're real erection issues, you're going to have them in every instance.
So you would have trouble masturbating?
Well, no, I wouldn't have trouble.
Oh, you wouldn't have trouble masturbating?
Wouldn't have trouble masturbating. I would only have trouble
when it was with a lady.
When the pressure and anxiety of
which lets you know that it's psychological because it's the lady has to be around. Yeah. They're a good answer. See, I'm learning things too here. This is the beauty of the show. I got to start doing Kegels now. All right.
Bro, listen, you got to start. If you're taking a leak and you're doing a bunch of shakes, it's time for Kegels.
I'm trying to think. Well, I'm fat, so it's a whole thing. All right, but I'm still going to do Kegels. We don't need to get into the specifics of how I pee. That's the only thing I won't share here. I've talked about squirting and speaking of stuff that we've shared here. A couple comments here. Somebody saying, "Yeah, CNC is creepy." The rope. It seems creepy if you don't do it. It's role playing, and that obviously you should have a comfort. I wouldn't do that the first night with any girl I met, but there should be a comfort there where it's kind of role playing. Now, but for me, like I'm not punching a woman in the face or anything like that. I can't. When a woman's into that, like I'll do some face slapping if she's into that, but I would never I can't do that. I can't do race play. I'm not like that. I can't do. That's the limit for me. Let's see here. Someone commenting, a couple comments. We had mentioned the bad dad. Someone's correcting me, and thank you for that. I think Pulaski Pumper. She meant that he was a bad dad. So the ick is if somebody is a bad dad. I misunderstood. I misunderstood. No, if somebody is a bad parent, that's a huge red flag. You can't expect they're shitty to their children, somebody that they're instinctually supposed to care about and love, how do you think they're going to treat you? You have no connection to them.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a bad flaw. Have you ever been with somebody who was like a bad mom that you know of?
Dude, yeah, of course. But, that's the furthest thing from my mind.
Right, right.
Because I'm not trying to have no kids. So women instinctually going to look at that because, hey, what if this thing goes somewhere and now I got to, if I don't care, man, listen.
Yeah, you don't care. I mean, listen, if you're in that situation, you're like, I'm just here to smash. I don't need to know all your personal.
Yeah. I'm only going to evaluate her mothering abilities
if you want to go further.
If I want to go further. So
yeah, sexually, there's a bunch of things you'll tolerate. I mean, I'll bang a Republican. I've done that. It's rare, but I've done it.
I mean,
Yeah. I think that's a tough one. If they're a bad parent, you don't want to be around them. There's just no indication. Another comment, we were talking about the wedding thing, the massive wedding being an indicator that the marriage is probably not going to work because they're superficial people, in theory, that guy's theory, which I do agree with to some extent. If the woman wants the huge wedding and the husband agrees to it, it's not her fault anymore. He should have negotiated that. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, but that also means that the wedding is not going, or the marriage is probably, if that's something that he doesn't want to do and she's doing it anyway, or if it wasn't talked about, that's still going to be a problem in the relationship, I think, right? I mean,
I still think it's circumstantial. I think it goes past the wedding to if there's a way to indicate if this woman is really with this guy because of his financial situation. Because the wedding is an extension or reflection of the guy's financial situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reflection of your
and what I notice with women that if what's keeping them there is the stability and the benefit of your financial situation, that eventually is gonna not be enough.
Right, because that's the only thing. If that's the only thing that you're focused on.
Yeah, once she gets all the jewelry, went on all the trips, has the big house, has all her stuff, she's gonna look for substance between you two, and then it's gonna fail.
Well, I mean that's it's an indicator. The whole thing is an indicator of who you guys are as a couple. There was they did a study and they did a segment. I think we talked about this somewhere in the archives. The whole wedding is an indication of who you are, but there are things within the wedding that also indicate, like, for example, the cake cutting, right? The couples, they cut the cake and you're supposed to feed it to each other. Now, some people take the cake and they rub it on the face as a joke or smidge. The couples that take the cake and smash it into each other, they are like, I forgot the number, but it's astronomically high that they're more than likely to get divorced. That marriage is more than likely not to work. I don't know if I can look up the stats. We only have 2 minutes.
Who does these stats? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, a lot of time. I don't know. But I think it's worth knowing. I think it's interesting. Because from my experience, of course it is. To me, that's just basic logic. Like, I don't know why you would be in a relationship where you feel comfortable, like, face-palming your girl. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship if I'm face-palm, even as a joke. It's weird. And then on your, like a big day where also that you got to be able to read the fact that she has this expensive makeup, because most women do this expensive makeup stuff. Why would you do that? It just shows that you have no ability to read a room, to me.
I mean, man, I'm not that black and white with this stuff, man. Like I'm dating a girl now is by far the most playful girl I've ever dated, and she's constantly physical play. Those girls that pinch you, that bite you, that what I'm saying? Like, and I know this is how she shows her affection, and I could 100% see us cut the cake. And her doing something like that, not necessarily because she's trying to embarrass, but she's seen it before. She's trying to be funny. She's trying to be playful. And I would not take it as an indication of this relationship's going to fall. There's a thin line between somebody's personality and somebody really doing it out of a lack of respect. So me, myself, personally, it's all opinionated, right? But I don't necessarily see stuff like that as a clear indication of there's something wrong.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a reflection of those actions are a reflection of who you are and what you do. Let me maybe we're out of time. I was gonna send the video, but we're out of time here. We're wrapping up. It's 10 p.m. We did 2 hours, man. That flew by. That was a lot of fun, right? A lot of fun. I think we helped some people. I think I learned some stuff. I learned about Kegels. I think I'm trying some right now. I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah,
them right.
you probably are.
If I could multitask, if I could do that like while I'm driving, oh, that would be
Yeah,
cool.
you
Can I?
No, seriously, bro. Look on your phone. There's an app you
There's
can
an app for
download.
Kegels?
Just look, put in Kegels, men Kegels, and they give you a notification every day, and it'll give you do 10 squeezes.
Dom, make a
Hold
note.
for
We're
10
doing
seconds.
Kegels. You and me together. We're doing some Kegels.
Trust me, man.
We got to make sure our urine streams are strong. Are you with me?
Count me in.
There
Yeah,
we go.
man, when you get
you
my
already
age,
know.
you need it.
You already know. We're going to do Kegels. There we go. Thank you guys for joining us at Man School 202. Dante will be back next week, I do believe. He actually will be here. He should be here. Well, they should be here now, but let's be honest. That they've never been on time. I don't know how long. I think 1983 was the last time Godfrey started the show on time, which is fine. It's his show, but they should be here shortly, I do believe. And if not, it's not my fault. I did my time. I did what I had to do. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me fill in for Dante. Next week, I'll be back on the other end of the couch. But it was a fun time. I feel like I learned some things. You learned some things.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely, man. It's good
And
stuff.
plug your before we go, plug your book one more time.
Yeah, again, man, if you're out there listening, man, in search of Freezer Meat on Amazon, you can get the audio book, the ebook, and the paperback. Pick it up. I guarantee you, man, you'll have a good time reading it. And I appreciate the support. Thanks, everybody.
And as for me, if you like this show with me and Dante and Punisher and all the things we do, go to sign up, patreon.com/manschool202. That's where we do all the bonus content. We do listener mail where you answer your questions if you're a patron. Also, we upload all the old episodes of the Beige Phillip Show where we originally starting from episode 1. And I believe this year we're going to be working on this new project. I'm going to get Dante to do it. I think we're going to break down the old school Black Phillip Show episodes, and I don't think Dante's heard them in a while. I haven't heard them. It might be 20 years at this point. Yeah, 2006. Some of these might be 20 years old since Dante's heard them. We're going to probably break down all that's going to go down. Patreon.com/manschool202. If you've enjoyed what I've done, you can follow me at Harry Turjanian. That would be nice. And if you're on Godfrey's channel, why don't you come over to Man School 202? Like and subscribe over there as well, so you can know when we do the other episodes on YouTube. We do a bunch of different content over at Man School 202. All right, thank you, everybody. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your day. I already left. Yeah, good night. Why am I closing it out like it's a telethon? All right, everybody. God bless. Kiss your children. Good night. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.